One. Hello and welcome to the Elimination Chambers.
Oh, he's done it again.
Yay, it's that time of the year. I'm Phil Chambers. I'm joined by Michael Hamflet for once. On our live stream, we will be here for the entirety of the kickoff and the main show. So come watch wrestling with us.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Try and feel better about watching wrestling
Yes.
this afternoon. Watch it with us as we try and feel better about watching this specific show.
Yeah, and we pretend we don't. It's not in Saudi Arabia as much as humanly possible.
Do you remember when they literally did that? Remember when it was just the Super Showdown pay-per-view, or whatever it was called, and nobody mentioned where it was? And that was like this ginormous arena-sized elephant in the room.
Yeah, this huge, gigantic show from nowhere. Have they announced anything for the kickoff match-wise?
Not that I've seen, and we're obviously greeted by Peter Rosenberg and these goobers.
Of course, why wouldn't we be?
It doesn't bode well, does it? I think we're going to get an hour of panel stuff. Did you, Phil, and I would understand if you didn't as well, because I always feel like I have to watch these stuff on the off chance that Wilborn surprises us with a podcast. Did you watch last night's taped SmackDown?
I did not watch it. I've seen a few clips, but I haven't watched it today.
Zayn Nakamura's worth your time.
Yeah.
The rest of it was effectively... I needn't have bothered because I'm sat here doing an Elimination Chamber kickoff. I watched one last night.
Yeah.
There was the most egregious WWE time filling I've seen in forever. Forever. So the match, like, everything sort of grinds to a halt, and then you get that end of SmackDown thing where it's like, oh, right, here comes Roman Reigns. Only Here Comes Roman Reigns is stretched out over about a 15, 16 minute period.
Of course.
Like, the last 20 minutes of the show is Roman Reigns entering, Paul Heyman stretching out the pronunciation of words, and then Goldberg effectively saying, I'll see you in Saudi Arabia. Show off the air. I felt like I'd been attacked. Honestly, I couldn't believe they'd done this to me.
Quite literally the go home.
Yeah,
You just wanted to go home.
I wanted to go. I'm already going to sit through an hour of you telling me what the matches are. I don't need 20 minutes of the $1 billion wrestling show to them.
Excellent. But while we're here, make sure you get in the comments if there's anything wrong with the picture or the sound or anything like that. Let me know and I will sort it out. And we'll be going through all your questions. Matt Reigns is in the
No,
comment.
right, and I knew he would be. We mean technical stuff, right? If you can't see us, if you can't hear us, if the picture's a little bit grainy, not what's Hamflet doing on the stream. Phil replaced him. Those
Well,
ones
it's pretty much that.
don't
Matt Reigns,
count.
Matt Reigns says, hey Phil, hey Ada. Oh, hell no, I'm out of here.
We're good. Like, we're going to foster this afternoon, our time.
How did this feud start between you and Matt Reigns?
I mean, you understand this, Phil. We're all in the content game.
God.
There are trolls on Twitter. And every now and then, one of them gets the head above the parapet. That little box where it says, view more comments.
Yeah.
I think I clicked it once. And
There he is.
Rat himself was below that line. And ever since then, I've just not been able to shake the guy off. Bless him. I think he's good to Sidgwick. And Sidgwick's my friend. So I think, well, fair enough then.
Friend of a friend.
Theoretically, he should be my friend.
Yeah.
But I think it's WWE rules because it turns out he's my biggest enemy.
I love it. So what we got match-wise? We've got the 2 Elimination Chamber matches.
Yes.
We got Falls Count Anywhere. Drew McIntyre's probably going to stab Madcap's mask because if he doesn't use that goddamn sword at some point soon,
The optics
I'm
aren't
going to
great
lose
like
my
that.
shit. Becky Lynch versus Lita.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey with her arm tied behind her back.
Yeah.
In Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Somebody unable to use one of their hands in Saudi Arabia versus somebody whose lifestyle choice is illegal in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Buzzing.
Good.
Absolutely buzzing
Good
for
stuff.
that.
Well done, WWE.
Yeah.
We've got Rey Mysterio versus The Miz.
This feud is over nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how they've managed to sort of find an anger between The Miz and Rey Mysterio, other than Dominic saying, Dad, why are you so stupid? Like, other than that, I can't see where they've somehow managed to summon some heat. But
There's something else as well.
There's the Usos versus the Viking
Usos
Raiders,
versus the Viking Raiders.
which has been one-sided.
Yeah.
We've got the 2 title matches, obviously, the Elimination Chamber and Roman and Goldberg.
Roman versus Goldberg, that's the last one.
Feels like it must be everything, mustn't it?
Yes, I think so. That's a lot of matches. Are they going to rattle through some quite quickly?
I
Or
hope
is it going
so.
to be a long show? Because I really don't want it to be a long show.
Were you working a stream or simply watching for your own punishment when they did that tag team gauntlet on a Saudi Arabia show?
Yes.
That went the fat end of 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Nothing can do that tonight, can it? Other than maybe the chambers
The
themselves.
chambers are
and
going to be probably quite long.
theoretically, stuff happens to fill that runtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Otherwise, we're going to have to
6
speak to Matt
people.
Reigns. I need the action.
The Usos versus the Viking Raiders definitely seems like kickoff fodder. Like,
All the
come on.
mid-card stuff, you could pivot most of it onto the kickoff if you need to, I think.
Who have you got in the matches? Roman versus Goldberg.
Right, it's got to be Goldberg, isn't it? No,
It's Goldberg.
I mean, after what happened, what's the swearing situation on stream?
Swear away.
Even though we're pre-watershed in the UK?
We're pre-watershed in the US as well, so...
Well, whatever happens to the fucking Fiend at Saudi Arabia in 2020 could well happen to the fucking head of the table tonight. It's got to be Roman, hasn't it?
Could have, yeah.
It's got to be Roman. They've spoken belt for belt, title for title into existence too much to not direct us there. And it was one thing when we might have been fantasy booking a Hogan Warrior title for title showdown at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But quite another when Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns and Brock himself have basically said the words, they don't put that on telling unless it's in the plan, do they?
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
Well,
this
it
week,
is WWE, but you'd like to think they wouldn't put that on TV if it wasn't in the plan.
And not least when this week alone... Sorry, I just was mesmerised by the fact that you, an adult male, can do that cross-legged thing. I've been able to do that. Like, my youngest son, my oldest son, should I say, is 9. And, like, even he's reaching the point where he's like, I can't do that anymore. I'm so impressed with your physical dexterity.
I started stretching. I know this is very entertaining for the stream,
let's
obviously. But I started because I realised,
tips.
like, I tried to touch my toes one day, and I'm like a foot away from touching my toes.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
You get that pull in the back of your... Oh, it's horrendous,
and, like, everywhere I go, like, while walking around, I'm like, God, I'm so stiff. This is crap. So I found on YouTube, like, a stretching routine, and I'm starting to do it. Feels amazing. I've only been doing it for, like, a week or something, and already I'm like, holy cow, I can move again.
Do you remember when Jericho was doing... well, he was promoting it as such. And for all we know, maybe he doesn't eat Omaha steaks. But you know when on his podcast, when he was working a feud with Owens and he was doing DDP yoga, and how unbelievable Chris Jericho looked. And we've seen, what's a nice way of saying this? As somebody that understands the yo-yo lifestyle.
Yeah.
His look fluctuates, shall we say.
Yeah.
As does mine. Yeah. You know, it's perfect
That's
normal.
most people's.
But if you Google Chris Jericho 2016, 2017, the DDP yogi years, Jesus Christ, like, he looks absolutely unbelievable. Dexterous, presumably, like, must really help for your wrestling.
I know, yeah.
It's that thing I always mean to get around to. I'm going to be 40 in a few years. Does he?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Simon Miller.
I know, right?
Perfect specimen of a man. What an advert for it.
Matt Reigns is back in the comments. Just saying Norwich just went up 1-0. I have my own problems.
Matt Reigns, if you're listening, I'll be trusting you this afternoon to keep me updated on MK Dons versus Sunderland. Please, I'm going to be a professional and not be checking my phone until 5:15 when the Sunday game finishes. Score updates are very welcome.
We do have the wild card tonight, though.
Okay.
A certain guy who was in Poland, on his way through Poland yesterday. A certain Cody Rhodes.
It's amazing.
Do you see him showing up?
I mean, if anyone was going to get that cheddar from Jeddah, it would be Cody himself, wouldn't it? You know, adrenaline in my soul, flying to that fucking hole. Like why not? Like, let's, at this point, where this is the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels came out of retirement for one of these shows.
Yeah.
Steve Austin is about to return full stop.
Yeah.
Would it not be? I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be absolutely stupid to rule it out, wouldn't it? This is the time of year more than any other time and more than any other period probably in wrestling history where if you say never, you're going to be made a fool for it. That's where we're at with like WWE this week. I got home last night from work and I sort of had to stop and switch the wrestling off for 5 seconds, which anybody that listens to the podcast regularly knows I'm terrible at. And just think, what have we witnessed and seen and heard from this week in wrestling? Quite remarkable.
Just the fact that Cody outshone Austin's return
I know, man. I know.
Is absolutely mental and shows so much about sort of the fan interest in the kind of AEW versus WWE kind of war situation, rather than this huge goddamn legend that nobody ever thought was going to returning to the ring.
Can you imagine the Raw? Let's say within, like, it could be tonight, I guess, but like, let's say within 2 or 3 weeks, there's a Raw. It's Raw 1500 on Monday, isn't it?
Yes.
What a night that would be for like Austin and Cody to both debut together. But a Raw, hypothetically, where both men make their return, big nights, big promos, huge WrestleMania build, and then WWE advertise, and coming up on Peacock tomorrow, the Broken Skull sessions with Cody Rhodes.
That would be amazing,
where these two guys that are going to wrestle on the same card in Dallas, Texas, having the long form 2-hour conversation
that would be really good.
Everything that's happened in the last 2 weeks. Never mind what's gone on in the last 5 years of each man's career. Like, so how's your week? Well, one of the bigger ones.
And for that to be the platform that Cody does his tell-all podcast about why he moved and everything would be
huge,
insane.
Well, he's not going to do it on Jericho's, is he? Who you got in the women's chamber, Phil? I know we'll touch on this more when the match is on.
Well, I kind of want it to be Bianca Belair, but I mean, Alexa Bliss is cured now, so it probably means she should go to WrestleMania, I guess.
Is Natalia dressed like one of my plates? Is Lily going to be forced to cover up her skin? The Lily doll.
Yeah, that's true. But it's not really Lily. It's
the innards of Lily.
Yeah, the innards of Lily in a
WWEshop.com.
WWEshop.com Lily. Maybe they'll bring out a special like Jeddah only Lily that has like the full covering.
It got like 500,000 to shit. They were going to use them, and then Goldberg went and smashed through the Fiend in like 10 seconds. What are we going to do with all these lilies?
Why they bloody announced Alexa Bliss just like that to go into the chamber when they could have had the lights blobbing round and then it sticks on and Lily's in one of the pods? Like, come on!
So we might
right there.
We might have stumbled upon something here. On the this week's Raw and last week's Raw, they had the first hour, maybe first hour and a half. You'd have Alexa Bliss having a chat with that porn star pretending to be a psychiatrist, and later on in the broadcast they'd be like, right, we're going back to the psychiatrist, and Alexa would be dressed differently, or it would supposedly be a development on from the previous session.
Yes.
We think they got the timing wrong on all of them, and we've got to get to the Alexa Bliss Elimination Chamber announcement, so they were racing through them.
And that's why they did 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Matt Reigns is back in the comments just saying Norwich just... Oh, wait, no, that's the last one. Where is it? There it is. Don's just went up 1-0. Yes.
Oh, man. Thank you, Matt Reigns.
53.
Thank you very much.
I just realised I've not put the stream boss on, so I'll go and fix that.
Right then, Phil, fill me in on how this works.
Hey.
I'm new to anybody watching regularly. I apologise, I'm not Adam Wilborn. I wake up most mornings and I say that to my friends, loved ones and family, quite honestly. But so I've never done one of these before, but let's have some fun with it because there's going to be a cloud hanging over the bulk of this pay-per-view, this premium live event. How do these... I've heard you guys getting excited before. How do these boss battles and the like work?
Well, I broke it last week.
Good start.
It still looks quite broken now.
Great.
It looks very broken, in fact. So we may not have it still because I completely forgot to fix it before the stream started.
What's the
That was
premise
the one thing I had to do.
in theory?
It's basically a little boss battle thing where you get there's 5,000 points in it,
okay.
And whenever it goes down to 0, whoever's donation knocks it down to 0 becomes the stream boss.
Right.
And then other people have to donate to knock their health down to 0.
Okay.
But if the stream boss donates, it goes back up.
All right.
Whoever is the stream boss at the end of the stream wins a prize.
So there's there's always that element of competition where
Yes.
somebody can be creeping up on your heels and stuff.
However,
but
it does look very broken.
buggered.
So we'll see.
Who broke it?
I did. Well, it was just broken.
Okay.
Streamlabs broke it.
All
gonna
right.
go with
Okay.
Streamlabs broke
All right.
it. Nothing to do with me at all, obviously. Why would it be?
I first met Becky when she came up to Raw. The day I saw her, I was like, oh man, like this girl has unlimited potential.
So Lita and Becky Lynch,
Yes.
save for Becky having to do some acting on Raw, where she was so tired, is the best thing on the show, I think.
Yeah.
The best build.
And dream match situation as well.
Yeah.
So weird that they got Lita to go to Saudi Arabia as well. That was one person I did not expect to say yes.
No. The first time they ran these shows and the figures that were being bandied around
Yeah.
for payment, I mean, you knew over the years these were going to be the ones, didn't you, where there were going to be legends coming back and there were going to be people that maybe hadn't had a payday like this out of wrestling for a long time, and we suddenly had the proverbial garbage trucks worth of money dropped on their front lawn.
Absolutely.
Everything I do has to be spot on and perfect. There are no...
Were you a Lita guy in your younger days?
I was very much a Lita guy because I was also very much a Hardy Boys guy.
Yeah.
And an S.A. Rios guy, actually.
An Essa Rios guy, yeah. I remember Essa Rios and Lita, for those of a certain age in the UK, and we are of that certain age.
We are very much.
You remember them two debuting on Sunday Night Heat when it was on Channel 4? Terrestrial wrestling on free television in the UK.
Yeah.
And then Lita and Essa Rios debuted together. And was it Goldberg they just smashed for the light heavyweight title? It was
I can't remember, maybe.
some dweeb that had had it for too long and was going nowhere with it. And
Yeah.
then straight away you just had two fire
And this
cruiserweights.
Dude, S.A. Rios. And
Yeah.
this crazy lady with her. It's just this pairing.
It
was
was
just,
so cool, wasn't it?
colourful, flying around all over the place. It's like, holy cow, this is different and fucking cool.
A rare case, Lita, of the first two things she did in WWE were both out of the box fantastic. So straight away with SREOS, you were like, yep, completely makes sense. And then you even got an like
language barrier kind of let him down a little bit.
A little bit. Single visual of her with the Hardy Boys, and you were like, yep, that's even better.
Yeah, that
like
works.
they nailed, but this wasn't like a Ringmaster Stone Cold thing. It was like, both of these things are awesome.
Yeah.
You've absolutely nailed both of these.
And not just the team as well, like where the Hardy Boys were and the story that they were going through at the time when she joined.
That one last thing, that missing piece of the puzzle, and it helped elevate them sort of next level.
Well, you're wrong. I think I figured out why it doesn't work, and that also means I'm not going to be able to get it to work.
Okay.
So no stream boss today. But if you do comment, obviously all the donation comments will be read out, and we will answer whatever questions you have. So let us know in the chat if you've got any questions for us.
I hate the Undertaker. Pay money.
Just straight in, outing yourself.
Pay money, and I'll, with every single donation, I'll try and say something nice about his life or career. There you go. That's like, that feels like one of them like comic relief thing where like somebody's on screen and like, I don't want to do that thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to do that thing. So anybody that kicks a couple of quid in or something, in the absence of a boss battle, and I'll try and summon something nice about The Undertaker.
Excellent.
We'll maybe do it chronologically. So if not many people get involved, we're only going to get to like 1992 or something. And I don't even have to enter the American Badass years.
Sailor Airman is in the chat. Thank you very much for your donation. He just says, why is Paul Levesque 3 times better than Andy Murray? Because he has triple the H's.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That is quite good. Well done. Adam's microphone. Can't believe he's getting this over. Have you seen this?
No.
Bloody Wilborn with this goddamn stupid microphone that's over there.
Oh, that woo.
That's all he does. He's getting it over. I hate him. Anyway, Adam unfortunately couldn't be with us today.
No.
But Adam's microphone says, when will the hyper fans get Hamflet back on the Rampage podcasts? Felt cheated this week.
Oh no, man, I'm not having that. You've got Sidgwick. The man literally wrote the book on AEW. You are in the best hands. I will say, I'm gonna label it right now.
Hey.
Because when you say something, every now and then somebody else says it on Twitter, and then it becomes a thing.
Hey, Wilborn said we were going to Wrestlemania on the Royal Rumble stream. Guess what, guys?
Keep it. Are we allowed to say stuff here?
I mean, I guess it's booked now, isn't it? So
Phil made some things happen.
we're going to WrestleMania. We're going to Dallas. We're going to see Stone Cold
You
wrestle.
might be staring at 2 pillocks that are going to Cowboy Town and don't know how to
buy cowboy hats and cowboy boots.
don't know how to cope with this situation. Yeah, if I can get back on Hampage, as I'm now calling it, I will do every now and then. Me and Sidgwick do like to take turns, but I think it's only fair as the guy that for 31 wasted years has simply refused to stop watching WWE in spite of myself and itself. And I take up most of the SmackDown and he takes up most of the Rampage. But we will trade from time to time. He is very generous in that. He could have been, because at the start of the Wednesday Night Wars, I was quite high on NXT. And for a little while, it kind of looked like we'd taken sides.
Yeah.
But I think like Wilborn used to say in the podcast, he's an NXT show. I'm not a good wrestling show. Yeah. And when it became evident that the NXT was far inferior to AEW, I'm like, AEW's better. Rampage is almost always better than SmackDown. But we're a team at WhatCulture. And sometimes, like Madcap Moss tonight on this pay-per-view, sometimes you've got to fall on your sword. And I will typically fall on WWE.
Fair. Mr. Phoenix is in the chat. Thank you very much. Greetings to the Big Ham and the man of filled chambers. Gonna start, as always, thanking all the WhatCulture guys for everything you do. Also, Hammy, how's your fundraiser going?
Oh, it's going amazing, actually. This is something good in the face of something bad, isn't it? Yeah, let's do that. I'm raising money for Down Syndrome North East. It's a very, very, very tiny charity, but it helps me and lots of other people in this region of the North East. My son's got Down syndrome. They have a group sort of outings together. There's support for new parents. There's all sorts of really cool stuff. And I'm running the Great North Run later this year. I've done it quite a few times before, so I'll put needless pressure on myself to try and drive the fundraising up. I've got to do my best ever time, which the last time I did that was like 6-7 years ago. I was younger, I was fitter, I was healthier. Not the weathered husk of a man that you see in front of you today. I've got to try and do it in under 1:47, and because the donations have been coming in so nicely from people on Twitter, so generously, I've agreed to do a half marathon a month, which for those that don't know, we are currently undergoing a storm in the UK. The 2nd of this month, so I've got to find time to knock out 13.1 miles in this storm weather, which I'll be doing next week. Top of my Twitter account, @MichaelHamflet. I'm going to leave that there pinned at least till September.
Link to our Twitters is in the description, so click them and off you go.
Great stuff. It's got my ugly mug and my buzzing kid. Click in there. Any donation, small, massive, it doesn't really matter. It's all super appreciated. And I can tell you for a fact, the charity benefits directly because they're only very small. So every donation is big. That's how smaller charities work. So yes, thank you very much for giving me the excuse to plug. I'll probably do that a couple more times in this pay-per-view.
Go for it.
Because, you know, there's going to be a lot of ugly money made in the show that we're watching. So why not make some good money instead? Yeah.
What else do we have? David Esposito, thank you very much for your donation. He says, shout out to Phil and Hamflet. Thanks for all the content. You lads are top shelf.
Oh,
thank you very much, David. That's really nice. Matt Reigns is back 1-1.
Get in.
Ross Stewart.
Get in.
60 minutes. Ross
Stewart, the Loch Ness Drogba, as he's called. He's Scottish and he's a big striker. We are lazy with our nicknames. What's your take on Drew McIntyre being given frigging Corbin for WrestleMania? It's not like a dig at Corbin specifically. I know he's a purpose-serving heel in WWE, but like the whole narrative, bless you, the whole narrative around Drew is that he wins this title with nobody in the building, and then what a awesome job he did of being WWE's chief game show host in like the worst of times, and they finally get to WrestleMania last year. And he loses, and Vince is probably like, not today, pal, but coming soon. SummerSlam, we're going back to a stadium. See you there.
Yeah.
Jinder. The three-man band thing that people were pining for. He gets to Survivor Series, and he's not even in the champion versus champion match, which if he was, he would have lost, as he did the previous year to Roman Reigns. Big E did, so Drew wasn't getting it. And now we find ourselves on the cusp of the full Dallas experience. 100,000 people both nights, if they can flog all them tickets, and Happy Corbin. I was never the biggest Drew guy until he became Kevin Nash. Then I was the biggest Drew guy. It's not on, is it?
It's not.
It's not fair.
Quite the come down for a guy who did his absolute best to lead the company through the worst era possible and did a really good job of it. He's been a great champion, and now,
the highest compliment I can pay Drew McIntyre is that somebody had to be WWE's John Moxley in 2020.
Yeah.
And he was it. And that's a hard, like, John Moxley can be authentic, can be real.
Yeah.
As the world champion in a pandemic. He had to be, like, very WWE forced fake.
Yeah.
And still felt authentic.
That's the
a
thing
hard job, isn't it?
That's the thing with Drew. Like, back then, you could tell he was being scripted, but he kind of had a way of making it his own and making it work. And things, and like just before that, he was like before the fans disappeared, he was getting really good at just being really natural with the fans and just getting that really natural reaction. And then the pandemic hit,
the countdown.
But then they gave him the sword, and then now he seems to be more scripted than he ever has been. And I don't understand how you go from that connection with the fans he had before the fans disappeared, and then the sort of being scripted, but also just being kind of natural with it and himself and changing it about a little bit throughout the pandemic era and leading the company through that, to then having more sanctions put on you to be more scripted now.
Yeah.
Like, how does it go in that trajectory?
That one bit that we liked.
He should be getting like more and more freedom.
That one remaining thing that we liked, ring that out of you, please.
Yeah.
Like the weird period where they were Wikipedia in Scottish history before each show, and then giving him like a line centered around some odd chapter of Scottish history.
And then when he was telling the stories about his sword all the goddamn time.
I like the thing is the sword stuff. It's so stupid. Like,
it's Chekhov's gun. If you're not going to use that goddamn sword, if you show something in Act 1, you better goddamn use it in Act 3.
This is the point. Like,
you can never pay off that sword. Never, ever, ever.
So when I was a kid, in my wrestling figure federation, when I was a kid, there was a no holds barred match. I probably called it something different at the time because WWE had never done one of them. No disqualification or whatever. Where the Warlord, who was feuding with the Undertaker,
of course,
shot the Undertaker to death. They're not going to put that in his Hall of Fame video package. Needless to say, the Invisible Crowd...
Did you hate The Undertaker that much even back then?
Really didn't like it. But I was long-term booking, right? So this was LTST in my figure federation. The Invisible Crowd in my bedroom went absolutely wild.
Of course.
The Warlord got the win by shooting. He tied him up in the ropes like Jake did to Randy.
Yeah.
And then used the Boss Man's nightstick as a gun.
Of course, yeah.
Dead, right? But the pop 6 months later when The Undertaker returned, did a run-in. Like, Warlord did not see that coming. Huge bap, again from the Invisible Crowd. Like, I was setting up next year's WrestleMania. You got to shoot a guy to death to get a big WrestleMania main event. Also, true story. I had Rick Steiner win that year's Royal Rumble, and then Scott turned heel on him about like 5 years before it happened in real life. So I'm not saying that I invented Big Papa Pump, but like do the maths, and it, like they spell disaster for sacrifice. Like,
Sailor Airman is in the chat. Hello. I have always thought that the "my" in Fill My Chambers is short of Mycroft and not a sexual innuendo. Please tell me this is true, even if it isn't. Yes, Sailor Airman, it's definitely true. Not just I was sat there and Phil Chambers was already used and I was like, what can I do that's fun? Fill my chambers.
Fill my chambers. Got him.
Like a goddamn child. It's not that at all. It's definitely Mycroft.
Elimination Chambers, though.
No, yeah.
What a result. Can I ask you, because obviously this has only been a pay-per-view recently, but it's been a gimmick since 2002.
Yeah.
Were you like mindful of this in 2002?
Oh God, no.
Did anybody put this? Really? Was that like the?
I wasn't working. I was working here when it first came.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, idiot. Of course. Mr. Phoenix back in the chat. Hello, thank you very much. I'll get away with this because Salty Sidge isn't on the streams, but I'm not having this Cody work. He'll show up at Revolution and the shirt does say WWE, but it's not World Wrestling Entertainment, it's We Worked Everyone.
I mean, that's nice. That's cute. Did you see, I haven't been on Twitter much today, but I caught just the briefest Kenny Omega pull quotes from an interview he's done with Dave Meltzer, apparently.
I have not seen this.
And don't, again, like, go and search this out yourself because I'm going off memory and I've only seen 2 or 3 tweets, so for all I know, I've been worked by one of them very convincing, like, Toriano fan account quote things where, like, they put a picture of Booker T and they say some ridiculous quote. But apparently, Omega's been quite, I mean, I don't know, maybe work is going to work, but he said, words to the effect of, it's so weird, Cody was the one more than any of us that was keen on the us versus them narrative. Like, we would very much be, yeah, I mean, if NXT is going to come for us, we want to beat them, but wrestlers can go and do their own thing. It's an industry, we're the brotherhood, we're the sisterhood. It's not about the promoters, it's about, and Cody was more about, nah man, WWE versus AEW drives the business, it drives the business.
Yeah.
And Kenny's been kind of upfront about that, and he, as a result, he said he's surprised that of all of them, he was the one out of all the EVPs, the first, if any of them even bother, to give it a go, to give it a second look.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is with an eventual return in mind. Like, it's wrestling, isn't it? Like, they're probably always thinking of the rainy day match, the rainy day return, Cody's eventual return to...
Go off, make some big money in WWE, knowing full well that once the contract's run up, he's just going to go back to AEW and get...
So, the match I never got, and I think... I blame Tony Khan a little bit because he's been way too conservative with his booking over the last 8-9 months when it's like every Dynamite's felt like it's got big star versus obvious defeated wrestler.
Yeah.
However, we'll put some of these pairings together while you've got them, you know? And the first casualty of that for me has been Punk versus Cody, because Cody being the one to say, that guy sat cross-legged and asked for things. I made them... like, that would have been so good, wasn't it, with Cody as the heel. I want him to go to Raw and say, in 2016, I left Sports Entertainment. In 2022, I returned to Sports Entertainment to draw the dividing line between wrestling and whatever WWE is now. And then you've got already yet another comparison between Cody and Punk, because I've got to feel like he's going to do it one day.
Yeah.
And $1 billion trillion it will make, because it's still going to be the match in 5 years' time. You know, like the way Punk's working, he clearly wants to go for another 10 years. Cody's, what, 36, 37?
Yeah.
Like, he's got time.
Yeah.
I know this WWE run could potentially shave a couple of years off compared to the AEW schedule, but Cody's...
However, this WWE run, he won't be setting himself on fire and jumping off buses.
No, that's true, that's true. No,
so...
if anything, that's it. You can do the stall and bump house show formula. There'll be a lot less asked of him apart from on the big nights. It's brilliant, this, isn't it? Like, I get where Miss Phoenix is coming from, but why would you not want him in WWE now? Now that the carrot's been dangled.
Yeah. Why
that SmackDown number, we're presuming it'll be SmackDown because that's where the money is, but like, everyone's going to be watching.
Yeah.
It's going to feel in the moment until the WWE as big as the last dance with Punk, or the first dance with Punk, isn't it? Like,
I am fascinated to hear that first pop.
Yeah.
Like, what is that crowd reaction going to be? The way he's presented himself over the last few years.
Yeah.
Like that, and then moving it to WWE. Like, is he going to be face? Is he going to be heel? Are people going to be happy? Are people going to boo? Like, what is going to happen? And then I'm also fascinated that if he does just do, like, 2 or 3 years in WWE and go back to AEW, what's his reaction there like? Because it's like the old ECW thing of, like, you sold out, you goddamn bad.
Aye, but then when they go
but then
back,
when they finally come
like
back, they're like, oh, all's forgiven, it's fine.
That Sandman pop in 1999, like he's been gone a year, he was in awesome shape in WCW, then it's like, ooh, they go, oh my god, it's the fucking Sandman! Like, they're just glad to have him home, sort of thing. These guys, the Usos, you see these, you know how when Punk was coming in, Kenny wore the Cookie Monster shirt, and MJF said, as you lay there in that ring, hopefully in as much pain as possible, and we were all allowed to get tingly and excited for Punk. How cool would it be if Roman Reigns came out and said, look, we may be in a McMahon ring, but wrestling has more than one royal family. And you start playing with all the Codyisms and things like that.
There's so much that you can play with.
So fun, isn't it? Like,
I just want him. I know it's kind of in the way, and there's only a limited amount of time that you can do this for before you debut him to capitalise on the amount of discourse that's going on at the minute. But I just want him to come straight in, challenge Roman Reigns. Like, I left this company to be like the biggest in the industry, and while I was out there doing it, you did it, and now I've come back to prove that I am the biggest.
You can even revisit old Cody promos. It's like, Roman, you may be the head of the table, but Daddy eats first. And there's that T-shirt, obviously, that he got, and the Make Him Say Oh, where he's just sat at the big table in all the fur coat and stuff. Like, be that Cody.
You only have one chance to make a guy a top guy. Like, on a return. If you're gonna do it, they've done terrible at building people that are ready for Roman Reigns. If you bring him in, you put him right in there against Roman Reigns, make him a big deal right from the get-go, then he's surely set for his entire run in WWE. Like,
me and Sidrick, we did a Cody podcast, which you can check out on YouTube or on iTunes, Spotify, etc. And we were quite, we were very Tony Khan and Dynamite about our WrestleMania plans. We thought, like, just the way that Brock and Roman feels indestructible as a booking. They're not gonna. They could, but they just won't. We just didn't think they would. So we were thinking Seth. I said the Miz. He said Seth. It was like an easy win for Cody against a very a pro WWE guy, where Cody is permitted to get the big pop. And Seth and Miz are like safe pair of hands WWE guys. The match might not rule, but it'll be good on the night. The fans will be wild enough for it. And then you get started on, right, what's Cody actually here for? It's one thing for the Miz or Seth to come out and be like, who do you think you are coming back into WWE like you're somebody? We're WWE, we're the WWE guys, And he beats them, and it's easy, really. Then, like, the opportunity to make one of the worst and most boring times of year totally thrilling with Cody. Like, WrestleMania Backlash suddenly becomes the event of the year. Like when Brock and Cena wrestled at Extreme Rules. It was like, WrestleMania's finished. I don't give a shit about WrestleMania because there's this like awesome blood feud. Like, they could make the most of this in the most exciting of ways. I love it. I love that it's happened. Genuinely, I do.
We've got some more comments. Barton Keys, thank you very much, says, afternoon gents, today seems a good day to ask, if this wasn't your job, what do you think your wrestling viewing habits would be?
Generally, or for these Saudi shows? Because
generally, he says time zones, etc. But like generally, what would you watch? What wouldn't you watch?
Stupid idiot dweeb, man. I cannot switch this stuff off. I'm too old and long in the tooth in my habits now. I would watch. So to use the best example of the job I had previous to working at WhatCulture, where now typically me and you will work most of the pay-per-views in some capacity. I would get up needlessly early, tiptoe downstairs past the kids' bedroom and try not to wake them. Otherwise, I have to switch from television to phone to watch them. Pay-per-views would be that. Raw on a Tuesday morning, double speed, all that kind of stuff. Because it's not just part of it wasn't just part of a viewing routine. It used to be that, and I don't do this anymore so much because we're in the game, but I used to have like the people I would want to read or the content I would want to watch or listen to after the fact. So I would like that to be within 24, 48 hours, otherwise it's dead, isn't it, as a news cycle. Twitter, once it became a thing, was you have to stay off Twitter for the day if you've not caught up on Raw or pay-per-views or whatever. So it wouldn't be that different to how it is now, but now, fortunately, I get to watch it all and then pontificate on it in an article or on a podcast or on a video. Whereas instead I would go into work and it would just sit and brew in my head all day until I got to
like to someone else who watches wrestling.
There was one lad in my last job called Chris, on the off chance that he's watching, who actually was somebody that pointed me in the direction of this job at the time, who we'd have these like clandestine little secret chats on a Tuesday morning. And see what happened to Raw and that kind of thing. But other than that, a lot of it, the thoughts would just be left to stew for the day. That was not that different, but it's just nicer that we have this to do afterwards, after the view.
I think I would definitely still watch all the Dynamites. I'd still watch every pay-per-view. I would probably slow down on more. I'm not going to lie. But I would still watch. I'd probably just skip more. Whereas now, like, I watch
Yeah.
the whole thing, I think I'd skip more, if that makes sense.
Raw and SmackDown, you'd really have to, like, you'd need something every week as a hook.
Yeah.
Because there are too many.
Otherwise, it's like you see a match start. Do I really want to see this again? Like, let's skip ahead. So I think, I'd still watch like pretty much every show. I'd just skip a bit more of it.
I remember so we're coming up on 10 years of the 3-hour era, which just doesn't seem possible, does it?
It's absolutely
like a decade of donating 3 hours to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
You're probably like,
and a long show.
And half of that decade has been working here, so that takes some of the sting out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But we, like, people like very kindly listen to the podcast and fill us in on it and stuff. Lovely stage. Have said, I like listening to you guys talking about it because it lets me know if I need to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that would have happened to me. I wonder if the content
Maybe.
I consumed would have been my guide as to whether or not to bother with Raw or SmackDown.
People say
Dynamite
that
feels
about,
essential, but
like mellow ups and downs. People say it all the time.
Yeah.
Like thanks for watching wrestling. Like, so we don't have to or whatever. But it's like, so you find something. If it sounds really good, you'll go back and watch it or whatever. Because there's just so much of it. So much. Barton Keys also comes back. Thank you again, saying also Hamlet, feel free to give scathing Undertaker take worst match.
I mean, you can't go further than Crown Jewel 2018, can you? Undertaker and Kane versus Shawn and Triple H. But Triple H injured himself early and retired Shawn Michaels, basically had to carry the thing when shitty Kane's mask and wig fell off. So I'm going to excuse that match. And I'm instead going to go with the one the month earlier. Again, we watched it at a nice time of day, so I should have been in a great mood. Do you remember The Undertaker versus Triple H in Australia?
Yeah.
Where they just exhaustedly walked around a cricket ground through it. Yeah, like, last time, we promise, except until next month.
Yeah.
Just rubbish. And like, full of praise to the Graveyard Dogs.
That was very good fun.
He could have had that. And he carried on, didn't he?
Yeah.
He kept hunting for the last great match, and he should have stopped there.
Just gave him confidence to do. Maybe I'll be able to do another one.
Maybe I've got a WrestleMania match in me.
Alice Microphone, thank you very much just for the donation. No comment, but thank you very much. Mr. Phoenix says they only told you half of the Vince quote. When Cody comes back, we're going to push him to the main roster of NXT. Level up against Beer.
I'd love NXT. I'd love Cody on NXT 2.0.
And NXT Level Up as well.
On Level Up. They'd make him like a golfer or something. Like they'd give him
Stardust is just perfect for that.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
So colourful. Chad DeBoer, thank you very much, says, do you think they will have Big E go back to singles competition once Xavier comes back? Maybe go after Roman? God, I hope so. But unfortunately, I don't think so.
I wish I could say it. I just want to say, by the way, big fan of Dominic attempting to grow a Dash Wilder or Cash Wheeler. I always get mixed up. A hair revival.
I see.
Mullet.
Yeah.
Like it's very similar, isn't it? Like
it is.
Getting ready to electric chair him. That's why. I don't know if you know about this. But
getting some padding on the back of his head.
We said it all along. Wilborn is somewhere in Nottingham right now on the piss, on the drink, just as he was the night that Titus O'Neil went flying under the ring. If there was ever going to be a time,
it's going to be today.
It's going to be today. He's on his back.
It's going to be hilarious.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
Big E. Does he go back to singles when Xavier Woods comes back?
We love Big E.
We all love Big E.
Consider him a friend of the channel.
Huge fans of Big E.
Love him. Outlook looks bleak, if I'm honest. I think they badly bodged his title reign when he didn't beat Roman at the Survivors. That was the match. That was the tell. You beat Roman on one of the few nights that you can beat him, and he's made, you know. But yeah, I think things don't look great. The New Day getting just made a tag team again, although have you noticed that strange Vince quirk where they're supposed to be called Big E and Kofi?
Yes, they're not allowed to be called the New Day anymore. I reported this on the news last Saturday, I think.
He doesn't like... Vince McMahon just doesn't understand good people because he's not one. And he doesn't realise that one of the things about being a good person in life is having friends.
Yeah.
So in his mind, everyone's got to be Steve Austin.
Yeah.
And Big E is the total opposite. He's a nice, effusive guy who would have loads of friends and does...
I wonder if that is what eventually hurt him in his run as well, when Vince is used to guys sort of going after something themselves, the kind of ego side of it, but whereas Big E doesn't want that any less than anyone else, but probably isn't as vocal about fighting for it backstage.
The worst fantasy booking that only people that don't understand human decency online is when they think somebody should turn heel in the New Day.
Yeah.
Why would you ever
ever?
It's one of the few pure heart things WWE has going for it.
Change the picture. There we go.
Oh.
But yeah. What was there was a Vince quote about the Big E going back to the New Day. It was saying it just feels like he wanted to recreate the magic that they have when they're back together. And it just sounds like he just doesn't have any ideas. He has no idea how to work with this person.
No.
Which is mad because he's so incredibly likable, so incredibly athletic, great in the ring, an incredible look. Great promos.
The babyface cash-in is always a tough start to tighter in. I know he called his shot. I know he tweeted, I'm going to cash in tonight. So that's the most babyface way of doing it, but it's still a really hard sell, isn't it? You are taking advantage of a heel in Bobby Lashley at the time who was hurt. And you're coming in, it's not exactly the hero's journey, is it?
Yeah. Adam's microphone back in the comments, thank you, saying, is there a pasty bet on Cody appearing today?
Do you know there isn't? Unless me and you are going to make one right now.
I don't
live on a
think
stream.
he is.
See, I don't either, which makes it difficult for one of us to commit to a pasty, doesn't it?
I don't know if I can commit to it'd be... I don't know, it seems like it'd be such a weird move to do it in Saudi Arabia.
But what if part of the money that he's going back for includes a huge one-off envelope for this show? You know, like I think it would be a huge mistake
going around on the internet right now.
It would be a mistake make.
But how much talk there is on the internet right now? Vince is like, now, like 100% now, just to get the world talking before Raw.
I think was it Mr. Phoenix that said he thinks it's a work?
Yeah.
It's not work. I think he's coming in. But I understand the mindset of everything's a work. Because if you've watched enough wrestling, I think the airport photo was a work.
Yeah.
I don't think that random guy, one person has seen Cody Rhodes in an airport and recognised him.
Yeah.
Like wrestlers are recognisable enough characters. They're big for starters. They're in suits. If you were at an airport and you saw somebody getting a picture with somebody, you'd be like, and you didn't know who that celebrity is, and it might be a film star that you're not aware of. You'd be like, who's that? And then you Google them and all that, and then sure enough, there might be a follow through of that. One fan. I think that was a work.
Yeah.
And Cody's really good at understanding how the media works and knew that would get reported and knew that the likes of WhatCulture would pick it up.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that to me was a work. And it's like, why not think I'm in an airport ahead of a show that I've got to fly to alone? Like, it's, I don't know, that was too perfect for me. It's ideal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because when Jericho's tried to hide himself, didn't he like run up to somebody and make him delete a picture from an airport once?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even with him, it was just
he was
spotted go and get a coffee or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
It was like, just neat and tidy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
I can understand this is a work thing for this thing more than like most of these things as well. Like just because of the way it's been portrayed on TV since his contract ran out.
Yeah.
Like it all feels like it's part of a story because it was part of a story on Dynamite.
Exactly, yeah. Those. I was just, I was kind of taking the mick out of him on the podcast. He'd do those post-show interviews for AEW's website or Twitter or whatever. And he'd be like, look, guys, I still on my contract status. I'm like, all right, Cody. What, like, you're Cody Rhodes, mate. You signed him for the next 10 years. Don't patronise me. And he hasn't. It's just like, I just want to point out, because there won't be, because I'm doing this obviously today, there won't be hidden meanings.
No.
But both these men have got venue and show themed gear. Yeah. Look, Miz's entire gear is the colour scheme of the pay-per-view. And Ray's dressed up as a flag. So, do you think it's Booyaka on his...
oh, God, I hope so. How does that translate? Matt Reigns is back in 2-1, Dons, 77 minutes.
Thanks. I mean, legit, thank you, but the news isn't good.
Mr. Phoenix is back in, 1 woman with her hands tied, 6 more in a cage, and a dude that's threatening to cut people's heads off in Saudi Arabia.
I know,
Must be a Saturday, lol.
What was the line from Stephanie McMahon after the Khashoggi show? Like, dismemberment isn't a good corporate look or something. They do not know /think/care what it is they do on these events, and it's a shame. Solidarity from all of us at WhatCulture to Sonya Deville tonight.
Yes.
Like, the wrestlers are not the people to aim your... I mean, I understand why there's some like discontent around the likes of a Lita or someone like that, or a Shawn Michaels from many years ago, but the main rank and file roster members are not the people to aim your biliousness at if you choose to for this show, and I would understand that. Newcastle United fans are a strange breed. I would approach with caution if you ever see one, but Newcastle United fans are not at fault for their football club being taken over as part of this sports washing project that we are seeing here. And Sonya Deville deserves nothing but our solidarity, respect, and quite frankly, crossed fingers that her experience here tonight is one of safety, security,
yes,
and
absolutely. It
must, like I actually think
I can't even imagine what she's thinking about.
Nah, but she has an employer, she has a mortgage,
she
has a family, the whole deal. It's not on her, but nothing but love for her tonight because it's a weird old time.
Should say as well, anything we say against Saudi Arabia as a country, because it's fair. They have very, very incredibly
Their
questionable human
LGBTQ plus rights
issues,
are horrendous.
and
As a
women's
nation.
rights and everything else. It isn't anything against the Saudi Arabian fans
No.
in the building either.
No.
I should point out.
And
Like, they're
again,
just going to enjoy wrestling, and it's a cool thing that
Yeah.
it's happening for them, and they never get to see it.
I wished. You remember the first? Was it Lacey Evans and Natalia?
Yeah.
On the first time they had the women on the show, and they were cutting quite cynically, in truth, but cutting to young girls in the audience. And I didn't like being slapped in the face with
Yeah.
the messaging from WWE.
Yeah.
But I didn't hold that against the young girls that might have earnestly
Yeah.
felt like this was a moment for them.
Yeah.
This is how sports washing works. It's so gross because it's so insidious in a way that you can't. Like, we're sitting here today talking about a wrestling show because what they've realised is that you can't make these shows filler. The way that sports washing is successful is you make this matter.
Yeah.
So it becomes a key
Like,
show on the road to
last Saudi
WrestleMania.
show was probably the best they've ever done at sports washing because it was a
You're talking
good
about the wrestling,
show and
yeah.
people were talking about the wrestling coming out of it.
This has WrestleMania ramifications. This
Yeah.
has results that matter.
It's
You
an
can't-
elimination chamber. It's a huge part of the
Yeah.
WWE diary.
So we cover it, media outlets cover it, and a lot of what we talk about in the show is going to be just about the wrestling.
Yeah.
There's an elephant in the room all night. There's a cloud hanging over it, and that's the way it should stay. I think if we're irresponsible if we just sit here and we go, who cares?
Yeah.
But equally, there will be some people that just want to engage in a wrestling show, and they shouldn't be vilified for that either. It sucks, man. Like, it's weird.
And especially the people there, like, they didn't choose to be born in that country. It's just absolute potluck that we were down here.
And who the hell are we?
Yeah.
Two wrestling fans to sit here and try and fix
Yeah.
nightmarish geopolitical / human rights circumstances. It's love and solidarity to Sonya Deville and anybody else that didn't particularly want to go on this trip and has done because they feel they have to.
Yeah.
And I hope they all get back. I hope it's not another plane on tarmac story, no matter how good it made SmackDown that time. Apologies, by the way, for anybody that wasn't prepared for an ethical conversation on Saudi Arabia and has thus missed the commentary on a 1 3/4 star match between Rey Mysterio and The Miz.
What else is the
Since they
future
could
for?
work in their sleep. The most WWE kickoff match ever.
Shout out to Rey Mysterio though. I edit the Retro Ups and Downs show that Miller does.
Yeah.
And it's insane how many times Rey Mysterio has been on one of the cards that we've done of Retro Ups and Downs. More so than probably anyone else.
I bet,
somehow, because you've got the old WCW shows and things as well. He crops up all the goddamn time. And every time he's, if not one of the best matches of the night, then one of them the best match of the night. And the way that he's still going at this age, looking back at his work rate throughout his life is absolutely incredible.
So, do you want a cool...
Oh, Dom, what you
Just
doing,
like we always
Dom?
said. Use your head, Dominic.
I hope we get Dom versus Ray at WrestleMania. I really do.
Use your square head, Dominic. Yes, I'm aware of the glass houses and shouldn't throw in stones. But Rey Mysterio stat for you. Bit of trivia. And this week is where this is most relevant.
Mm-hmm.
He debuted the same year as Steve Austin. And he's never stopped. We're talking about this guy Stone Cold Steve Austin, who
what was the longest Ray's been out for? Has he ever even really had a proper big injury?
So I wouldn't say he had a big injury. So obviously WCW folded in 2001 and he didn't debut till late 2000. I had about a year on. Hey, there's a Ray win.
There you go.
Nothing to do with Dominic.
Hey.
Carry him out on your shoulders, Dominic. Put him on those shoulders, get him to the top of the ramp, and then look at the sign. Boom! Just like we always said.
And we've got surprise roll-up number 1.
Yeah, he had the year off after the WCW buyout.
Yeah. Did he not go back to Mexico or anything, or do anything there?
He might have done the odd thing, but you're talking probably less than 10 matches.
Yeah.
He had a couple of breaks from WWE. Remember when the contract stuff was fishy?
Yes. Well, we had him for a bit.
Yeah, of course. He wrestled for WCPW/Defiant, didn't he? So
and had some of the best matches we've had.
Yeah. Oh, that's useful. I was at the Survivor Series where they did this shtick with Brock before Dominic was a wrestler. It was pretty amazing, man.
Absolutely
it was pretty
great.
cool, that was. Oh, there's a tribute to his dad.
Should say as well, Rey Mysterio, lovely guy. When we had him
Was
in
he?
WCPW,
Great.
absolutely lovely.
Nice to hear that.
He looked tired.
Yeah.
He looked very tired.
Was he walking around with his mask or not?
No.
No.
But so he kind of kept himself to himself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you needed something from him or to talk about him about filming or whatever, he was always up for it and really
nice.
super nice.
Now tell us who was awful.
Well. Also the same for Cody with all the rumours going around about the mixed reactions to him backstage, and especially Brandy backstage in AEW.
Yes.
Both of them were absolutely lovely when we had them.
I attended a WCPW show once I'd not long worked at WhatCulture, and I was extremely proud of the Akasol area sticker I was allowed to wear on my leg for the night. And it wasn't, I remember and this wasn't by design, we weren't chasing clout or trying to hang out with the wrestlers or anything, but I remember like after the show, a few of us went out and like almost unannounced, a couple of the wrestlers said, "Oh, come along," and like briefest interactions with some of them, but Cody's one of the ones I remember of just being out for a pint, and it was like that's sort of like, I have such immense respect for wrestlers, and I find it difficult not to sort of see them with a certain glow around them because of these people that mean so much to me. And to sit in the pub, we didn't even converse, we were just at a big similar table, and he was nothing but pleasant.
Nice guy. Sailor Airman is back. Thank you very much. Glad to see WWE allowed Gunter to do the stream. Wonder what his thoughts are about upcoming match against the third Uso, Solo Sikoa.
I do not look like Gunther, but I feel like I look more like Gunther than Walter because Walter was a wrestler and I'm not sure what the fuck Gunther is. Gunther, very much are you watching NXT 2.0?
Bits and pieces.
It's more than a name, but stick on half an hour if you can. He is somehow the third man in Imperium. Like, Imperium's tag matches lately have absolutely ruled. Like, Inker and Barthel just having rippers. Walter's lost a load of weight, and awesome for him as well, by the way. You know, you do you as a wrestler physically. But between the name change and the way that the size has kind of changed, and there's no... I know the belt was meaningless, that UK title, but there's no gold over his shoulders, and they're tag team champions and all that. He is, like... I don't know, man. He's just not the guy from Imperium. I'm like, I want to hear from those two.
Yeah.
Why are you doing all the talking? He's going to fight Solo Sikoa. He's going to crush him. But they can't book his chops either. He has these matches where they're not centered around the chops. They put him in a boring WWE formula match. Walter's like the easiest guy to book, and they kind of do it, and it's rubbish.
Madness. Kieran Brain, thank you very much for your donation. No comment, just a donation. Mr. Phoenix is back in there. How do you guys balance every bad, brackets 100% true, thing about the Saudi shows against the fact they went from no ladies allowed to Renee on commentary to matches to 12 ladies on today's show?
I personally, I won't speak for Phil or for that matter WhatCulture.com, I choose not to accept the women being on the show as signs of progress. I think it's good that women are on the show. I want equality within a WWE broadcast, but I think it's good women are on the show in the same way that I would if more were on a Dynamite, for example. It's equality within the company, it's not equality within the country. I'm not going to use Renee commentating or however, 3 women's matches tonight? As WWE, that bollocks. WWE continues to influence the world narrative is nonsense. They're not influencing Saudi Arabia. They're not. Like, women are on a wrestling show. That to me shows that WWE can at least book women and men with virtual parity. It does not tell me that they're fixing Saudi Arabia's like horrendous gender politics or gender rules or the law of the land over there. Not at all. I won't have that. I would generally, the further you get to 50-50, because honestly, since the women's revolution, I'm kind of more of a women's wrestler guy than I'm men's in WWE. I think it's...
Yeah, me too.
I think it tends to be better. I think the storylines tend to be tighter.
Sasha's my favourite wrestler in WWE.
Bailey. I'm a Bailey guy, and I think I probably always will be. I don't know if there's much that they could do to her character to ruin Bailey. I just think I trust her work so much. There's such a safe bet that the match is going to bang.
Yeah, 100%. Especially Bailey's work through the no fans era.
Oh man,
incredible.
Unreal. So yeah, to answer the question, long-winded. I don't think they're fixing anything in Saudi Arabia with their stupid dog and pony wrestling show.
Nope, not at all. I am with you on that. Progress isn't the right word in terms of women's rights in Saudi Arabia, because progress involves things changing over time, probably quite quickly. This is incredibly slowly changes that are kind of like face value a little bit meaningless when you actually delve down into it.
Remember the Lacey Natalia match when Michael Cole was like, and you know women can drive over here now. It's like, can we not celebrate these crumbs, please?
Yes.
Like, by all means, have a fireworks display when you've got full equality, but not... Women can drive, actually. That's what a hair-ruffling compliment that is.
Like, I was looking online last night, and a woman needs a man to allow her to check out of a shelter for beaten women. I'm like,
That's not on it. Yeah.
How is this the thing?
Please check out. Yeah, there's a Wikipedia page on it, so specific are the details.
Is this Brandon? Oh no, Brandon Thurston. Is it Thurston?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, did a great thread of like women's rights things or like human rights things.
I haven't seen that, but he's
really,
amazing.
really good.
Yeah, he's super detailed. I brought it up on the podcast. I didn't know exactly how to cover the tag team match, so rather than cover the tag team match, I just thought it worth reading out what the LGBTQ plus rights are in Saudi Arabia. I'll recommend you go and read it and draw your own conclusions.
Yeah. Nick Reader 13, thank you very much for your donation. He says, what are the chances Seth or someone comes out in yellow polka dots tonight?
Cool. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, do anything that
Seth
you can
would
think
be
of.
perfect for that. Just a suit, just a ridiculous
Hoy
suit
the blonde
with yellow
streak
polka
back in.
dots.
You know,
Yeah.
like someone dye their hair blonde. I start wearing a suit or whatever. Yeah, no, big into it. Like this
I would love it.
This is exactly what I want to see until Cody's actually physically on screen.
Yeah.
It's no different to Kenny in a Cookie Monster
Yeah,
t-shirt.
tease it.
Yeah.
Have fun. Matt Reigns is back 2-1 full time. Sorry, brother. Headed to the brewery. Shocker. Enjoy, gents.
Have a good beer.
Have a good beer, Matt Reigns.
I have no doubt we'll get some sort of picture or update from Matt.
Indeed. So there it is. Pre-show's over. We had Rey Mysterio versus The Miz.
Quite glad to have one of them.
I am
matches
very
off
glad
the
they put something
main
on
card,
the pre-show because there was a lot of matches. Seth would be perfect to come out in polka dots.
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Is Seth fixed now? Is like
Is he fixed? Like a dog?
Yeah. Is he good again?
Did Roman beat the talent back into him at the Royal Rumble? I don't know. I go both ways on Seth. He's really annoying so much of the time, and I'm not saying he's a heel. I'm not getting worked by it. I just think he kind of comes across a little bit irritating, and his stand up for WWE stuff's always a bit lame. And I don't think the God of Drip or whatever is as entertaining as he believes it to be.
No.
But then every now
Although
and
I
then,
am perversely entertained by his standing up for WWE stuff. It is really lame, but I love it so
generates
much.
conversation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
it's so bad, but I find entertainment in it.
I kind of like seeing the different coloured suits, I suppose. And every now and then, he kind of can be a bit of a ring general.
Yeah.
I go back. I've got such immense respect for that Thunderdome match he had with Dominic at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That was unreal,
Absolutely
and
fantastic.
like it takes somebody that knows how to do this
Yeah.
to be able to piece all that together in that way.
Was that Dominic's first match or second
I
match?
think so.
first?
Yeah. He's got them in him, and that's the point. You can never properly switch off or give up on him or whatever because
Yeah.
he can.
Huge credit to Dominic as well. Like, that first match was that good.
Yeah.
Whereas we had Ray over for a WCPW show ages and ages ago, and Wilborn did an interview with him actually, which is on the channel if you want to go back and watch it somewhere from like 2016 or something like that. And back then he was talking about how he's just started training his son.
Right. Yeah.
And you could see then that he was so proud. It was really, really nice. The sort of like how he was glowing about talking about training his son, and that it's obviously something he's taken like huge amounts of pleasure in.
Doing it properly as well.
Yeah.
Or
So
making him respect it and stuff.
So it's not like he'd been training for a year and then he was in a WWE ring. Like
Yeah.
he's been training for a long time
Aye.
behind the scenes. Just hadn't had a match yet.
He
Like
probably
a
took his
proper
first bump in that Eddie feud in something like around SummerSlam 2005.
Probably. But it was really nice just to see how Ray was just absolutely glowing about him. It was like, oh yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah. And the ideal thing with Ray is that whenever Dominic comes out with him, he looks like he's about 7 foot tall. So straight away he's been presented like a giant.
Tom Talks Rubbish is in
Hi,
the
Tom.
chat. Hi, Tom. He just says, hi, gentlemen. Big love to you both. Thank you very much, Tom. We should say as well, we have both done interviews with Tom over on his YouTube channel, Tom Talks Rubbish, if you want to go check it out. He's interviewed most of the WhatCulture guys and pretty much everyone from the sort of YouTube internet wrestling community as well. From all the guys at Going In Raw and Cultaholic and Brian Zane and things like that. So go and check it out. He's got some really good interviews there.
He doesn't talk rubbish, but we did.
We definitely
On
did,
his
yeah.
YouTube channel, yeah. So if this, for whatever reason, is your cup of tea, there's absolutely loads more on
Yeah.
Tom Talks Rubbish YouTube channel.
Adam's microphone is back as well. Thank you again. Thoughts on a Cody versus McAfee feud?
I'm not against it. Like, Pat McAfee is a unique figure. So, he might not be to everybody's taste as a SmackDown commentator, but I thought the Adam Cole NXT stuff was fire.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. The whole idea that he talks a big game because he's this mouthy, jock, ex-American football type figure, but he was a punter.
Yeah.
So his kick is the hardest going. You don't need to have an awesome suplex in you or a moonsault, which Pat McAfee also has, when you can kick harder than natural. I will buy that. If your one job was to boot that ball as hard as you could, and you can do that at someone's head, and I will accept that. So yeah, Cody and Pat McAfee, why not? Cody had a ripper with Shaq. Him and Red Velvet versus Shaq and Jade Cargill was awesome. Like a pandemic equivalent of Ronda's debut with Triple H, Stephanie and Kurt Angle. So that's Cody's wheelhouse. Like, they could have some fun with that. Here we go, man.
Here it is.
Is this the last premium live event stop on the road to WrestleMania?
Then. No.
I don't like this
hate
guy.
this voice. Did this just come in on Monday, or have I missed this for a long time?
It's a very, very recent addition. I think it was.
So weird. I thought it was John Cena when I first heard it.
I think most people did. You know what it is? WWE have all these strange production choices, and you're stuck with them. The Vince Austin Theory segments, because obviously they have 16 cameras and they could cut it together, so that Vince seemed like he was actually in the room and a human being rather than a strange alien figure. The cuts, you'll understand this better than me. This is your world. The cuts made you feel like you were suddenly in a different room. Yeah. They weren't cut cinematically to the point where, I'm now taking on the point of view of Austin Theory looking at Vince. Yeah. They were just cutting it with like, we're somewhere else now. That's what that guy's like. But then now Forever Man feels like he's over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like,
completely just thrown in and does not fit at all. Why does my computer keep going weird?
Is that why the thing goes off behind us?
Yeah. I think it's this adapter I'm using. Just get the sports washing bit out the way.
Yeah, I noticed there was no WhatCulture articles at the start.
I wonder why. Sad that WWE hate us.
Yeah, come on, guys.
We just want to be friends.
We love you when you're good. Which is why we don't say it so much.
What do you reckon the first match is going to be?
It's got to be a chamber, hasn't it?
Wait,
You've got to take
you
got
gotta
to take the
go
Royal
with
Rumble
chamber
rules
first.
where you got to keep them as far apart as possible. If not a chamber, I don't know, what goes on last is probably the bigger question.
It's this, like, recently in these kind of shows, it's always been, you can tell what's going to happen almost by the way the card's laid out.
Yeah.
Like with the Royal Rumble, like, you can tell who's going to win things depending on where they go in the card. If they leave things open to happen at the beginning, then it could infect the things that happen at the end. So it's got to be either the men's chamber or Roman Goldberg. I'd probably say the men's chamber.
Yeah. But then as a result, could they open with Roman and Goldberg, you know?
Maybe.
Like, they did. They opened a Rumble with Drew and Goldberg, didn't they? Do you remember?
Yeah.
The Thunderdome Rumble.
Is Goldberg doing anything at Mania?
Probably. He kind of only works big shows almost exclusively, doesn't he? So I'd be surprised if he didn't. They might as well. Although maybe this is it for him. Like he kind of signs these contracts where he has 2 or 3 matches at a time, doesn't he? So it's WrestleMania season. I'm sure he'd want the big payday, and I'm sure there'd be someone you could pair him against. But who at this point? The most fun they've had with Goldberg was that Dolph Ziggler stuff. Yeah. It was like, you're really old. And I was like, I'll show
if you
all
just
that.
want to have fun and have a mid-card match, it's sad to say that it'd be an automatic mid-card match, but Big E at the minute, just throw him in with Goldberg. It's something he's wanted.
He talked
It'd be really good fun.
No, that's a good shout. Big meaty man slapping meat. That's his dream match. He doesn't care about work rate.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Here we go. We're definitely in Saudi Arabia. If you're just joining us on the stream, thank you very much. I'm Phil Chambers. This is Michael Hamflett. Adam Wilborn is away this weekend, unfortunately. But if you want links to our Twitters, it's in the description below. Click those. Go follow us both. And stick around. We're just going to be watching some Elimination Chamber.
Blah, 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 blah.
Wilborn's here. It's exactly the same.
That's the strangest thing he's got over this week.
Yeah. We got Mr. Phoenix back in the comments. Do you think that the Rhodes family, do you think the Rhodes, Dusty, Dustin, and Cody could be inducted into the Hall of Fame as a family? Also, did you see Pat McAfee putting over the weird masked commentator from the B Show on Twitter?
The weird mask commentator. You're referring to Excalibur?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people wear masks now. I thought maybe just somebody was being very responsible in times of COVID. The Rhodes would go in probably. Odd synergy. Do you remember Cody and Dustin inducting Dusty? And it kind of was the first time that anybody was like, wow, Cody can talk.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, he delivered, like, this awesome...
This kid has something.
Here we go, man.
There it is.
Roman and
Straight
Goldberg.
in with the big boys.
That's good. As soon as Roman goes on the stage, I'll nip out to the shops. I'll get a big shop in, I'll come back, and then the bell will just be ringing.
All of the Rhodes family deserve to go on their own merits, though. Like, Goldust. That character should be in alone, like, even if they don't do anything that he's done since.
Hall of Fame chats are weird because it's meaningless, isn't it? It's not... Wrestling's a strange industry in that regard. Your wrestlers care about legacy, but what is legacy? Is it not... Like, what used to be... Bret Hart wanted a DVD set, but then that became obsolete, and now you're just a button on a network.
Yeah.
Like, what really is it, other than people's memories versus... And you can never know exactly what all these people thought of you.
Yeah.
But the Hall of Fame isn't... While it's not an awarding body, it's just a nice night for the people that are on the stage.
Yeah.
And that's what... I always think, like, deserve is a pointless phrase when it comes to Hall of Fame. But if there's anybody that you can think of that you would like to have a nice night at the Hall of Fame, that's what it exists for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not an Undertaker guy, but he'll get a week where a load of people celebrate the things they loved about the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And you cannot, like... you cannot be against that too much for the people that care about him. I would have much rather it all ended at that weird Thunderdome Survivor Series thing. That was perfect.
Beep, 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 beep.
It's man bringing out like 40 people and they're out to go. Like,
I am an Undertaker guy, though. I do hate to break it to you.
It's alright,
It was him and Foley that got me into wrestling. Like, that feud was 100% my in into wrestling.
oh man,
So I've always got that. Like, the
Mankind.
nostalgia of that Undertaker, Paul Bearer, Kane, Mankind, the whole story.
The 96 Mankind run, I think, saved the Undertaker. If we're talking about legacy, I don't know that character had much to do as the Monster of the Week guy. If you look at 95 and it was all Mabel and Karma and all that sort of stuff.
Like the rest of the people that were around at that time.
Mankind can go in a way that they couldn't.
Yeah.
And he was beating him.
And
it was
could also
changing
bring
him.
out the character work in it
Yeah,
as well.
like it had to evolve. And I know that people say like the badasses and evolution or whatever, but that character had to be humanised by the fact that this Mankind was something different. It was like a threat. Like I'm talking like Brown Gear era Mankind.
Yeah.
That was different.
Like
gravy.
Boiler Room Ball.
Yeah, like he's turned Paul Bearer against him. This Undertaker's got to fix his shit. Like he can no longer just be this creature of the night. Time to get real because Mankind is a clear and present danger. Love that. Like that feud. Really incredible stuff.
They did I think it was probably like a Coliseum home video thing, but it was just The Undertaker, The Phenom or something, I think it was called, something like that. But it just ran through like 96 to 98.
Oh, lovely.
And just that as a story, but it was like put together, it wasn't like a bit of a story and then a match, bit of a story and then a match. It was like an hour and a half or probably of like a little, just all that story cut together with amazing music and stuff. And it's genuinely still one of my favourite things that WWE's ever produced, because I remember literally wearing that VHS out and it going all fuzzy, and my brother being really annoyed at me because he tried to play it one day and it was like all fuzzy and crap because I'd played it so many times.
They had some awesome ones around then, because like some of the TV stuff was so cool. And you couldn't watch Raw again. You couldn't. Do you remember the Stone Cold Said So video? In the same period.
Yeah.
Like where you were getting that 96, 97, the kind of the birth of. So from everything like Austin 316, probably up to about the Brett match, where like 96, early 97, WWE is so underrated because that's where everything starts coming together.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like you were going to rewatch Raw. It was there. It wasn't. It was gone.
Yeah.
You know, like the.
Tom Talks Rubbish is back in the chat. Thank you again. He's saying, still pushing for Sidgwick and Miller interviews one day. We can only hope.
I admire his moxie.
Hey, you got to keep trying.
Yeah. Never stop trying. Never stop pestering.
Never stop trying. I may as well run through some more comments while this entrance is on. I'll just change the match graphic so everyone knows where we're up to. There we go. Who else have we got? Adam's microphone is back in, just saying, I'm blushing, Hamlet. And Mr. Phoenix, NXT UK superstar Jordan Devlin is ranked 79 on WWE 2K22. Brackets, that's nice, plus 10. You're welcome.
Jordan Devlin sucks, and NXT UK doesn't. What's that? Like, why does he put UK in front of NXT? What I've never.
It's NXT 2.0 now. Not
yeah, NXT. Have you made up a show?
Bring back.
I like what's going on with the use of legs, by the way.
Oh wow!
I don't know what's going on, but I like it. They look like Triple H at WrestleMania 15 or whatever it was. He had those like red tights with the big black bits on the side.
Yeah. What about the firework budget is for these shows? I would love to know a breakdown.
Very literally through that roof, aren't they? Like that. Honestly, this man, like I know I've already crowed about this. The end of SmackDown, unacceptable. 20 minutes of this, and just like.
If you want to sync up with us on the stream, by the way, because obviously all the network streams are also a bit different. Roman Reigns is walking down the ring, still walking, still walking. He's still walking. He's saying some things to the camera, but he's still walking. He's not reached the ring yet. Still walking, so there's still time to sync. Still time to sync. He's stopping.
Whoa, he's stopping.
Oh, is he? Yep, he stopped. He stopped.
Roman Reigns has stopped, everybody.
Camera's moving to the side.
His entrance music is looping. Or is that just his entrance
Closed his eyes. And... he's definitely... he's learned from The Undertaker, hasn't he?
Oh, man.
I'm not going to lie. Doing WCPW shows, Drew used to wind me up doing this. Because he was the kind of guy... he was obviously our champion at the time and in all the main events. And he would make people wait for him to come out, and the music would kick in, and I'd be like, Drew, we're not WWE, we don't have 25 cameras that we can cut between to make this interesting. I've got like one camera pointed at the goddamn screen. Come out, you bastard.
And he had that theme that was just like da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da, fuck, like that. So was he waiting for fuck to drop? Is that what it was?
He was waiting for the fuck, and he's still waiting a bit longer.
Drew in WCPW waiting for the fuck. That can be the name of his DVD box set when we do a collection.
Waiting for the fuck. It was so annoying. I was like, Drew, I've got nothing else to cut to. Just come out, please. Do something. But also, by doing that, like, in all honesty, he made himself still come across as way more of a star than anyone else that we had on that card. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Is that a Family Guy joke or a Simpsons one? I think it's a Family Guy one, isn't it? Where Brian works briefly as a guide dog or an assistant dog for somebody like going to the cinema. Yeah. And he's like, they're taking the piss out of a film. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. It's over. People look pretty pissed. That's a lot of a Roman Reigns SmackDown segment at this point.
Matthew Goodman in the comments, thank you very much. He says, Oldberg, Roman in 3, acknowledge him. Mr. C82 says, can you guys wake me up after geriatric time? Mr. Phoenix says, if it wasn't work, I might fall out of my chair to see Stardust in the two-point dome. For those of you sick of me talking about the work, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Roman's saying, acknowledge me if you want to sync up.
Yeah.
Shelby Lynn in the comments again, just saying, just wanted to thank you guys for what you all do. I'm watching the live stream from my mum's hospital room. Thank you very much for the distraction. Thank you, Shelby. I hope everything is alright.
Mum's hospital?
From her mum's hospital, yeah.
Oh, get well, Shelby's mother.
Indeed,
yeah. You're alright,
hope
your mum's fine.
Too serious.
Thank you for the comment.
And thank you very much for the donation in the comment. Yeah. And thank you for joining us, everyone, as well. Even if you're not commenting or anything like that. It's like weird, honestly, that we get to come here and have a few beers and watch wrestling, and it's all thanks to you guys.
Makes a show like this a lot nicer, doesn't it?
Yes,
like
absolutely.
Not also that in the outside of these walls, it's only sort of tea time.
Yeah.
Whereas normally at this point in the night, we're in the office.
1 a.m. at least.
All of us have forgot to have daytime naps, and we're going a little bit stir crazy because we've come in and tried to make it feel like
I'm really bad at
I'm
napping.
not great at napping.
Wilbon's good at it. I just can't do it.
I'm not great at it. And you think I would be, because on any given Saturday or Sunday where busy with the kids, I was like, yes, if I could have an hour, this would be just perfect, just to recharge. And then when I ever get the opportunity to do it before work, I kind of do it. I just nothing in the world can get me to sleep.
Here he is. Here comes Goldberg.
Those that have ever watched or engaged in anything that I've ever produced for WhatCulture at this point will know I'm a tyres guy and I care greatly about the details. Goldberg's little weird gloves. He doesn't. What's going on with them taped hands? What's he doing there? What's that about, Bill?
So let us know, who have you got, Goldberg or Roman Reigns, in the chat.
Who
Get
you got,
it in
Phil?
there.
Who have you got?
Roman Reigns. Come on now.
Is he going to Goldberg, or is this going to be
I
competitive?
really hope he's going to Goldberg, but I also think it's probably going to be slightly competitive.
Now I am prepared to, especially because before the bell rings and it's just over like that, to share my genius fantasy booking scenario that isn't fantasy, it's about to be a reality.
Here we go.
This is, as Paul Heyman would say, this is not a prediction, it's a spoiler. Phil.
Okay.
I dropped this on the Elimination Chamber podcast, but if you've not listened now, it's redundant because it's happening. You may recall on SmackDown the other week when Goldberg was like, Michael Cole, I love you like a brother. They love doing the barricade spear, don't they?
Yeah.
I think Goldberg's about to be speared by Roman Reigns through the barricade on the floor, and then Michael Cole dives in the way. No, Bill! Dives in, takes the bullet for him. And then Roman Reigns is so rattled by it that if Goldberg's going to win the title, it's going to be by Michael Cole trying to make the save.
And then we write Michael Cole off TV.
Yeah.
Love it.
He goes to AEW in time to join his brother. Because Vince obviously thought we'd get confused.
Of course, yeah.
Adam, Keith Lee's manager.
Mr. C82, thank you very much for your donation again. Says, I heard Goldberg kicked a garbage can on his way to the ring and broke his ankle and now has an ankle concussion.
It's funny he says that. Obviously, we're all looking for the speckle of blood that isn't there because he stopped nutting lockers.
Yeah.
But if you look on his right shoulder, he appears to have shoulder bars on.
He does appear to
have some of that.
He has.
That's what I mean. He's like, don't headbutt it. You can't get concussions at this point in your career, but bang!
There's your secrets behind your wrestling attires.
That's it.
Goldberg's still an idiot.
Shoulder barging inanimate objects.
Cameraman got a little bit too close.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's weird having a show of this size right before WrestleMania.
I think that's part of it. If you think about where the first two were, the Greatest Royal Rumble was April.
Yeah.
Nothing happening.
And with the Royal Rumble now, they're getting in bigger and bigger venues. So it's a run of insane venues if they're going to keep this in Saudi.
I think stadium-looking shows in general is part of WWE's attempt to be more about what it looks like than what it actually is.
Yeah.
They want... it's so bizarre how they exist in these grey areas. They want to sell Raw and SmackDown for billions of dollars for multi-year deals off clips from other shows that aren't Raw and SmackDown.
Because they can't sell out Raw or SmackDown.
Nah, but like look at a stadium for SummerSlam or look at a baseball ground for Royal Rumble or whatever they do for WrestleMania. It's like, this is WWE and you need it on your network every week. And it's like, what about SmackDown and Raw? Forget about that. Look at this massive stadium we've got. It's so strange.
Who's everyone got in the comments? Roman, Goldberg.
Any Goldbergs?
Simon Miller's dad. It's kind of mixed in the comments, not gonna lie.
That's what'll happen when you beat the fucking food.
Mr. C82 back in the comments. Thank you again. I hope Goldberg has a good chewing gum sponsor. Starting with a lockup. Roman's not having that.
I mean, it cannot go long, can it? Goldberg went, was it about 10 with Lashley?
Yeah, 5 minutes maximum, please. Nobody needs anything else.
We're going to sort of do a little bit of post pay-per-view content on this show.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want is to have to remember details of a Roman Reigns Goldberg match through checking.
True.
It should be, here we go, we're going to the floor.
Do probably need
Michael Cole. Look out for Michael Cole taking the headset off. Bill, no! Get him, Bill! Suspiciously quiet in front of that barricade. Like, they love that spot, WWE, don't they, now, the barricade. Did you see the Thunder Rosa Mercedes Martinez match on Dynamite?
Yeah.
And that barricade that collapsed in a way that they did not look ready for at all?
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't like, you've taken bumps in your time. That wasn't a flat back she took there, was it? It was like,
no.
Oh shit, this is going down behind me. Like,
whatever I land on is how I'm going to land.
This is such a frustrating match because if this was Miz and Rey Mysterio, I know I could go and get a drink. But they really could wrap this in a minute, couldn't they?
Senan Catterson, thank you very much for your donation. He just says, won't be able to catch all this live, but cheers for bearing it for me, legends. Thank you very much. Go enjoy whatever it is you're up to.
Yeah. Oh,
spear!
Here we go.
Spear!
I mean, that's it, because he can't do a jackhammer anymore.
Oh, his head's bleeding.
Right now, I'm fearing for the neck of the table.
They are...
You want to see what I did? You want to see what I did to the Undertaker?
Pace right now. Here we go. Here we go. He's actually going to try it.
Oh,
no, boo. What?
LTST. WrestleMania next year.
What he's doing.
That's right. He's going to use a Crossroads next. His head is
bleeding.
Did he shoulder charge the back at it?
Oh, he just headbutted the floor then when he's beating him. How does he bleed so easily?
The cut head of the table. There we go. Ooh, Go on, Roman, give us a noise. Do the thing, Roman.
Kevin Dunn.
Oh, no, man.
He's getting worse.
He is
the
getting
Royal
worse.
Rumble, he was so bad.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of big production, there's no one better than WWE. Because, like, the stage setups and, like, everything and the amount
And
of
you've lived
cameras.
this life.
Yeah. There's no, like, AEW can't come close to the amount of production value that WWE can.
And they've got, like, Keith Mitchell, and he's no slouch.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that was his world, wasn't it? Like,
he misses quite a lot.
Yeah.
He's not great on AEW. But Kevin Dunn, at the minute, like, the last few years, is ruining everything. All of the huge team in WWE and the amount of effort they put in, and Kevin Dunn just like, oh, I'll just point at this, it'll be fine.
Do you know a couple of the ones that got me?
It's going up.
Oh, man. Tag matches. Where Michael Cole is instructed to say tag, and tag is used as a cue to cut the camera.
Yeah.
I can't watch the match anymore. Tag, cut. Like, tag, cut. Tag, cut. It's so mandated that it's impossible to, like, get lost in the fiction.
Yeah.
I can live with some of the frenzied camera cuts sometimes because I just
tone
like
it down, but I get that making action movies is.
And you don't see how funny a cameraman going until you watch somebody's phone recording of it.
Yeah.
But even then, sometimes it can be a bit headache.
I don't mind there's like zooms in on landings and things. I don't mind stuff like that because it's part of the WWE production.
Sound is worse than visual for me. Ever since they brought the crowds have come back and they've kept the Thunderdome sweetening.
Ronda Rousey's was
unacceptable, man. Like, it's
bad.
just that takes me out of it more than a bad camera cut or an odd visual or something like that. Like AEW are doing it on Rampage now because it's taped. I just don't succumb to it.
Yeah.
Like you either get what you get, and if anything,
if you can't get it, then that's your fault. Like, don't be hiding it at the end of the day.
And you know that used to be a good metric as any. If the wrestler's not getting over, then is this it?
He's
there
out.
It is.
He choked him out. Well, they played that safe.
Yeah.
Fine. Whatever. Sherwin Stain says, hi guys, sending love from South Africa. Phil, always a joy and great seeing Hamlet on a full stream. Always better watching shows with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What else have we got? I'll just catch up on these. 619 Wisey says Goldberg doing a Cody with being busted open. LTST.
Oh my God, Roman set his back on fire.
And Connor Chameleon. Fantastic name, first off. But also just thank you for your donation. Thank you very, very much.
Connor Chameleon. Welcome to the WhatCulture Club.
Hey, there it is. Sailor Airman back again. Thank you again. Did I miss a no rope breaks stipulation? And yeah, that's it. Goldberg versus Roman Reigns is over. It lasted less than 5 minutes.
Not long.
And Roman choked him out, and that was about all.
We got a spear. We got them not gambling on the jackhammer.
Yeah.
Everything was safe. Was that good or not? Like, was that?
I don't think it was good.
It wasn't very.
I'm gonna go with a no.
Yeah.
Was that good? Did someone just come in, or did I just see some shadows?
I
Or
thought
am I
so.
just seeing ghosts?
I thought it was a
Is
ghost.
someone in the building?
I'm going to go and get a drink in a minute. Once they've cut to one of them
If Pamphlet doesn't come back,
propaganda things, I thought I saw some legs or some movement or
you've
something.
definitely been murdered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I'll just do the stream on my own.
That's okay, yeah.
Show must go on.
Is it The Undertaker?
Maybe it was The Undertaker coming to get you finally.
Honestly, sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat with this goddamn theme. I hear so much of this. They've never, when they first debuted it and you're like, that's good now, but wait till they add lyrics.
Yeah.
Just not. It's still like...
It's still one of the best new themes they've done, because the rest of them are utter shit.
Oh, the Rumble was cursed by it,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Like, you could tell. What I liked about the Rumble was that it exposed how many people don't watch the weekly show anymore. Because people in that building that bought a ticket to go to the show.
Waiting for the Tron to appear
Yeah.
with the name before they knew how to
Because
pop
there's
on
so
it.
many unremarkable themes now. They're like, there's somebody sat there that's paid like $100. I don't watch Raw anymore. Who's this? Like,
There's no hooks to anything. It's back to sort of 2008 when it was just really bad mid-level rock music. Mind-blowing. There were a lot of words here.
I could be just screaming synonyms down the microphone. This after stupendous.
Sat there with his dictionary.
Oh, I'm excited. That's that.
Stupendous thing is amazing. We're going to WrestleMania.
Right, I'm gonna go get a drink if I'm permitted. Is that all right?
That is fine. Go get a drink. Go.
I'm gonna find what fits and hopefully not get killed by that ghost house.
I am very intrigued to find out who that was or what that was. It was a little bit weird. But while we're here, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for joining us. Like the stream, comment in the chat, get involved, etc., etc. And I may as well just do some cheap plugs while we're here, because why not? Go over to Kayfabe News on YouTube, youtube.com/Kayfabe News. We've not done any new videos in a while, but it is coming back soon, I promise you. But give it a subscribe and watch all the videos there, because there's loads of really good stuff. But let me know in the comments as well what you thought of Roman Reigns versus Goldberg.
Can
Who was
confirm.
it? It was a ghost.
It was a ghost. No, it was IT Chris, who, let's be honest, you don't see on camera, but he keeps the goddamn train on the tracks round here. We'd absolutely be screwed without him. So, wow, chamber right now, yes please.
Men's chamber now.
So we've had Roman.
Bloody hell.
Are they going to main event with Becky and Lita to make a point?
Maybe.
Or the women's chamber? Is it like
Maybe.
we know what point I'm getting at? Or for that matter, the Ronda match.
The comments are not being kind about Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. I will put that out there. There's quite a lot that are held for review.
Wilborn always tells me. Wilborn always says when we do the apologies for the noise, people listening to food noises, etc. He always says when we do the review that like the stream gives you a slightly different vibe of the match, and I get that now because I know I wasn't terribly entertained, but I didn't just want to shit on it out of hand on the off chance that I was just missing it through conversation. You want a pop chip?
I do want a pop chip. Big Tom Foss, thank you very much for your donation. He says, what do you guys think of Seth winning the chamber, then Cody versus Rollins at WrestleMania?
Winning this chamber?
Mm-hmm.
So for the belt,
Mm-hmm.
I'm game for absolutely any result of this match. But for as much as anything, because I just feel like I've been told that it's title for title. You know what I mean? I feel like WWE have told me outright that it's title for title.
Yeah.
But I would love to see something different emerge. I just can't say it. The developments I'd like here would be Brock not winning just to make it interesting, and will Randy Orton get his wish this time of being allowed to show RK Bros growth to also be on a camel with Riddle, because Riddle was on a camel last time.
Oh, if Riddle doesn't come out on a camel, I'm going to be very disappointed.
And Vince made a good call. Orton was like, I don't know how to camel. And Vince was like, you can't, that's not the RK Bro dynamic.
Yeah.
But I wonder if now it is because they're kind of closer mates, and then Orton turns on him in the match. And
that would be a really great foreshadowing kind of thing as well, of just like, oh, it's all fixed, but no.
No.
Like pulling the rug from out.
What, in the RK is the camel?
Kyle Perry, very much thank you for your your donation. He just says, love you, handsome lads. So thank you very much.
Thanks very much. For those that are interested, I've not asked, by the way, but I'm eating some huge bop chips because I pop for chips.
Since it's going to be a load of entrances, I'm going to go get a beer because I forgot to ask you to bring one.
I was waiting for this moment. This is going to be like a bit in Wayne's World where Garth is forced to stare at the camera. Oh God. I'm just going to freeze
the
up.
comments are right there if you just want to talk to the people.
I'll read some comments. If you were just joining us, Phil Chambers has given me the wheel to WhatCulture, the fool. And I don't have my glasses, so I can't read the comments on the screen. So it's going to just have to be me talking about Elimination Chamber. All rules apply for those watching with us live. Syncing up right now, we're looking at the rules of the Elimination Chamber. There are too many rules on this screen. But we are looking at the Elimination Chamber rules. They've just shown the graphic for the men's one. But we are now looking at the women's field, so I guess the first entrance is going to let us know what match this actually is. Who is it? I'm waiting. If they've already told us on commentary, I apologise, we couldn't. It's the women's. There you go. Phil, the graphics lied to us.
Oh, what?
It's the women's match first.
I was getting excited then. I thought they were going to do something weird at the end of the show. Change the little thing. Who have we had out so far?
First one out.
Just Bianca. So she's going in a pod.
She's going in. Yes, we are, of course. Well, yeah, she won the match on Raw, so she comes out last.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
what we know. Everything else is all to play for. In a way, the women's matches are the ones I'm most interested in because the oppressive nature of the country means that they all have to get customised gear made. And if nothing else, I'll try and take a positive and just see them look slightly different for the night as long as
Did
it's
you
not-
enjoy the Royal Rumble for the gear? There was quite a lot going on.
Always do, man. 2 Rumbles makes that ideal because you get 60
Yeah.
opportunities to like dress to impress, don't you? Bianca Belair, of course, made a meme after the last Saudi show when she had that face after the triple threat where she wasn't involved in the finish, and it was like,
Oh, yeah.
life for Bianca Belair in WWE is.
She's a ridiculously talented lady.
She's awesome, man. It's wild that they saw EST and thought, like, what we need to make her is the gutsiest or the luckiest instead of just the best,
Yeah.
the greatest, or whatever. Like, Doudrop!
When are they going to get rid of the goddamn Doudrop name?
I think we're stuck with it now, but, like...
Cookie?
Yes, please. Thanks. I feel like this is not even, because you've given me a full giant cookie. You can have some more pop chips and a bit. We're big Doudrop guys here at WhatCulture for more than just Piper Niven's history with WCPW Defiant.
Of course.
She sort of rules. Like, she's really, really great. And that name... I don't know. Like, what is in a name now? Dolph Ziggler. Do you remember when Dolph Ziggler was named Dolph Ziggler? And the whole thing was, well, Dolph Ziggler's never going to main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And that proved true.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was anything to do with Dolph Ziggler. You get used to everything.
Yeah, eventually.
To the extent where, like, there is a guy whose first name in WWE, an all-time guy who's wrestled on countless WrestleManias, who's wrestled more than I've wanted to watch. His first name is Triple. Like, you get used to everything. But Doudrop's really stupid.
Doudrop is really
Like,
bad.
yes, I'm used to it. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm accepting of it, but it's still stupid. And it's coming on a
It
year.
feels like it never allows her to be who she actually is.
yeah,
as well.
there is a blockade there,
And if
isn't
they
there?
let Viper...
Shorty G was the same.
Yeah.
Like, there were certain... Yes, fine, I'll get used to it, Shorty G,
Yeah.
whatever, but still...
And he is best with it, but Chad Gable just works, and he's still like pretty much the same character, but it's just so much better. But like Viper, like we know from WCPW and anything else she's done, it's really really good. She's
Viper Niven's
really
pretty
really
good.
nice. She's a great like person, and like if they just let her be
Yeah.
who she actually is, she might actually do something and be able to connect with some people. Feels like Doudrop is just a barrier to all of that. Just an unnecessary thing that people don't need to have to get over.
Alright, Rhea Ripley looks cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not... it's not that much of a departure from how she looks normally, but that is just wicked gear. What an absolute shit show of a time she's had in the main roster, by the way. Let it
Oh, she's
never
got
be...
the AEW dog collar on.
That was a sexy dog. That was a Punk brought. MJF vs CM Punk are sponsored by Ann Summers. Let it never be forgotten that NXT won the demo once in the Wednesday Night Wars, and it was the Shayna Rhea Ripley main event in December 2019. And what became of those women? Shout out to Adam Wilborn, pouring out for Shayna Baszler not even being in this match. When it was Elimination Chamber 2020 where he believed everything would be fine with her forever.
Yeah.
Dread it, run from it. It's Adam Wilborn's optimism of Rhea Ripley. For Shayna Baszler even.
Sailor Airman, thank you very much again. Alexa Bliss to win. Biased pick by a Bliss fan.
Ah.
I don't think it's a bad pick.
Comment again, if you are a Bliss fan, on your personal journey. I appreciate the comments box is not too big with this Alexa Bliss run of the last sort of year and a half, 2 years, where you were fiend, dark goddess, Alexa Bliss fan. Were you willing for the old Alexa Bliss to come back? Were you into Lily? Dare I even ask? I'm really curious what the temperature of the Alexa Bliss fan base has been over the last couple of years. It's been a strange time for her.
Cameron Gribson says, "Is there anyone you want from AEW to go to WWE?"
Cody Rhodes. I'm not sure now, because we say Cody Rhodes. It is genuinely hard to believe that after 3 months he will be normalised. They're almost skilled at normalising people, aren't they? This means Alexa's starting. It's a big shout. Their ability to normalise is sad, quite honestly. So whenever the idea that somebody goes the other way, it's not, oh, now they're going to wrestle so-and-so, because, yeah, of course, those matches are cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really genuinely... I would love the visual of the Young Bucks and Kenny, because they're like the least WWE guys in AEW.
Yeah.
But is Kenny Omega having classics after 3 months? He's going 6 minutes in a headlock on Raw. It's a boring answer, and I wish I had a better one. I wish I could give you the side-by-sides and the dream matches. But they're a content production company.
Yeah.
And that's all right. I can still enjoy WWE and know that it's different to a wrestling show on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. I would love to see Kenny Omega in WWE.
Yeah.
Not for all of the dream matches.
Can he
and
beat
like
the
that.
system like Sami Zayn has beaten the system? You know,
because you get a guy with that much talent. Even him, what would he do with 5 minutes on a SmackDown? There's something in him where it doesn't really matter what you give him. He'd probably at least make the most of it, if not make something amazing out of it.
But he thinks in years in terms of his stories. And Vince McMahon is incapable of thinking of seconds.
Yeah.
Remember that clip of the Liv Morgan documentary where a match was cancelled in Gorilla?
Yeah.
Imagine Kenny Omega, this guy that paints 2-3 year pictures, and it's
sorry,
sorry, cut you for time. Yeah, frig off.
Here we go, Alexa Bliss.
It's Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss.
Sorry,
it's Liv and Alexa in the opener, but that's this is very much to people's taste.
Yes.
I just want to say that both my hands are here because I dare say a lot of people will be watching this with one hand.
Of course, I thought there was the last person left. Mr. Phoenix, what was worse for Walter, renaming him Gunther or dressing him like a kid from a semi-dress school? Also, taking bets now that if Cody shows up, it's a work, but Bianca doing her obnoxious "you don't even go here" nonsense.
That was quite annoying. Wilborn's got a lot to answer for, hasn't he? His long-term belief that Dean Ambrose is still at work has generated this level of lack of belief in other situations. What was the first part of Mr. Phoenix's comment there?
What do you think of Gunther's dress? What's worse, renaming him Gunther or dressing him like a kid from a semi-dress school?
It's the name, and I'll tell you why. Because those weird, cultish locals from Orlando that still go to the 2.0 Dome and do almost everything they're told are still chanting Walter.
I see.
When you've got that crowd protesting. This is not like Daniel Bryan, Yes-O-Mania. This is not get Becky Lynch to the main event.
That is the hardcore of hardcorest wrestling.
And even they're shouting Walter. Oh, brother.
We're still going to have evil Alexa Bliss music. Is it new music?
Doesn't sound like it, does it?
I can't even remember what her evil Alexa Bliss music was, to be honest with you.
I really liked Alexa Bliss.
I love, yeah.
Da-da, 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 bow. Remember the Dubstep Cowboys in NXT?
She was getting really good as well.
Yeah. Where's Lily? Where's the innards of Lily in the WWE shop? Lily, where's... What's the direction here? What are we... Phil, what am I supposed to think of Alexa Bliss?
Genuinely have no idea.
Tell me, please tell me.
That she's back? That she's fixed?
But this Alexa didn't go... What? Is she... There's 3 of them in there? Is this a thing now, or...? Like, are they starting to 3?
Why is Nikki Ash not getting in a podium?
Or were they just saving
Oh,
Alexa's entrance for...
What? I don't know. What's going on? What is going on here?
Remember the first ever match of pandemic era WWE was the Golden Role Models, Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Of course.
Versus the perfectly credible and enjoyable tag team of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Look at the journey these two women have been on. Got friggin' self-made Mighty Molly and this.
Just before we start, I'll rattle through some of these. Sailor Airman, thank you very much again. Alexa Bliss is amazing no matter what she does in my book. Goddess, Fiend, Lily, love it all.
Fair enough, yeah.
Fair enough. I was a massive fan of Alexa Bliss back from NXT. She's got a swing in a pod. Incredible. Love it. Huge fan of that, to be fair.
I feel like Joey out of Friends. Is that a sex swing?
But back when she was like trying to figure it all out with the sparkle splash and stuff like that, and nothing was quite fitting. But then when she finally clicked with Murphy and what was the tag team called? Blake and Murphy.
Yeah.
And then like she became their manager and stuff, and I was like, there's
Great.
something here. This
So
is
cool.
absolutely fantastic. And
So
from that
cool.
moment on, I was like completely sold on Alexa Bliss.
Can we
and
keep the swing
wrestling
for Brock Lesnar's pod? So he
Yeah.
swings on a swing.
Also, he pulls a Pat McAfee podcast and just smashes it.
Nah, she was great, man. Genuinely love Alexa Bliss. People often talk disparagingly about the horsewomen as if they're not, like, very justified in their place.
She kind of just missed out on that a little bit, didn't she?
But on the main roster, she was in that tier the whole time.
Yeah.
Like in that 2017,
100%.
2018
She
run.
missed out on the NXT stuff, but then
Yeah.
so did Bayley, really,
Yeah.
for a while.
Oh, pop chip.
I will have a pop chip.
Huge bap.
Dr. Atheist says, what's the current wins and losses, y'all? Just on the card?
Goldberg defeated Roman Reigns, which has turned
No, he
WrestleMania
didn't.
upside down.
Roman choked out Goldberg.
Roman choked out
4
Goldberg.
minutes.
Yeah.
And Rey Mysterio rolled up the Miz on the
Yes.
pre-show. And now we've got the women's
And this is it,
chamber.
yeah.
Johnny Walnuts, thank you very much for your donation. Says Salty Sea Dog should be the extra surprise entrant in both Elimination Chamber matches. Yes, he should. I was actually thinking about bringing him today, but then I thought he might bite Hamlet, so it's fine. I didn't.
Hamlet might bite him back.
I know. I remember the whole thing about dogs.
Paralysing fear of dog. Salty's alright, don't get me wrong. I've got no long-standing... like.
Oh, he will have something against you, George.
Yeah, he'll sense
He
my
is
fear.
a very antisocial dog.
Remember the battering that Liv Morgan took? That awesome beating she took from Shayna in that Elimination Chamber. She knows how to take a beating in this structure, I'll give her that.
Mr. Phoenix is back. Long-time storytelling. Some weirdo is going to buy that swing seat after the show and sniff it every night before bed. Humanity disappoints me.
I mean, yes, it disappoints me too, but you have willed that into existence now.
You've just given Vince an idea. We've already got someone else coming
Who's it going to be, Phil? I'm going to say Doudrop.
Doudrop.
Ah!
Yeah.
Hey!
Doudrop.
Soothsayers.
The way they lit that then was really confusing. I was like, who is it? Oh, it is Doudrop.
It was everybody but her,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
it? They like switched her light off. Ah, look, you see long-term storytelling because they're Scottish.
Oh, of course. What's the WCPW counter-act? We've had Doudrop and Rey
Goldberg.
Mysterio. We didn't know Goldberg, unfortunately. It's only 2. I'm not doing too well these days. They fired so many people at the WCPW counter. It's just not worth it anymore.
They fired so many people that we should probably just restart WCPW and fight
Yeah.
and just build a
I
promotion.
mean, Cody's free now. We
Yeah.
definitely should.
Build a promotion around all the ex-people.
I'm going to get Peter to do a reunion show one day. One day, I will have nagged him enough that we'll do a goddamn reunion show.
Should we just get over in Dallas and just see if we can get the AT&T Stadium for like
Yeah,
the
bucket.
Tuesday maybe? Like obviously everybody will be at Raw on Monday, but then they'll stick around on the Tuesday.
Yeah, of
get
course.
100,000 people. 100,000 people for Benji's title shot. Andy H. Murray educated my ignorant ass on Scottish culture. That is, I think, and by all means go and check this or correct me in the comments if you want, but that tartan is her tartan. Scottish people have family tartan. Murray, there's like a Murray tartan basically. So whereas obviously Piper the Canadian could pretty much treat himself to whatever kilt he fancied. If you are legitimately Scottish, and your family has a particular style of tartan, the pattern or the colour scheme, etc., and that's what you go with. So I'm trying to remember Doudrop's gear at the Rumble. I'm pretty sure it was the same colour scheme.
I see.
I think that's what it is.
Mr. Phoenix back in the comments.
I mean,
Oh dear.
that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
There's that weird story about the influencer who sold her farts in jars. God knows what some WWE Diva fans would buy on the very, very dark web.
Wow.
That farts in jars was hilarious, by the way.
She gave herself a heart attack, didn't she? Farting in
She gave
jars.
herself a really bad... what was the condition? It was something. Was it
A cardiac event.
Cardiac event.
Now we know what happened to Triple H. He was selling farts in jars. Funny you mentioned that, Mr. Phoenix. And look, 2 things here. Number 1, go get that money. Number 2, no kink shaming.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Shotty Blackheart sold as shit.
Yeah,
Like,
this is very true.
if you want to buy that, and that's not a value judgment.
And all credit to them for finding some people to buy that crap.
Too
'cause
right, man.
Why
Very
the
literally
hell
in that
not?
case, yeah.
Why the hell not?
Shitty Blackheart. Like like go out there and get some money.
Yeah.
If there's money to be made from
Hustle.
farting in jars, too right.
Gotta respect
Really.
the hustle.
Keep this game, man. It looks unbelievable. I'm pretty sure she just saved her own career. She looks like a mechanoid or something, doesn't she? Like the
It looks very 80s Batman.
yeah,
Barry.
like or that she was like built in a lab
Yeah.
to destroy the like the babyface hero in action flick.
Yeah. Is Rhea babyface now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was obviously
Yeah, because of the Nikki Ash
Nikki
thing.
sort of turned on her to break
Yeah.
that team up. But they've had matches and she's won every single one basically.
How did they mess up Rhea Ripley? I don't quite understand it.
They made a they can't book babyfaces. Is the,
Well, yeah.
the short answer to every single long question. But with her specifically, they humanised her way too much in the really confusing Charlotte Flair program.
Yeah.
Or like one of the worst
Not
views
do
of the
good
year.
things to her.
Even though like the first pay-per-view back at Money in the Bank, they had that absolute ripper. The point was the feud was dreadful.
Nikki Ash is going down.
Gone.
There she goes. Suck it, Nikki Ash. That's what you get for attacking Molly Holly at the goddamn Royal Rumble. You stupid son of a...
Phil
Go,
Chambers doesn't forget.
Get out of there.
Phil Chambers does not forget.
Never gonna forget.
IRL.
Never gonna like her again. Nikki, get the hell out of here.
Pipe bomb. IRL agent of that spot was Molly Holly for real. No,
Oh, yeah.
I'd get her out of there. I don't forget and I don't forgive. From the nicest woman in wrestling. We're imposing spitefulness on just this really lovely person. There she comes.
Who's
Get
next?
off that
Bianca or
swing.
Bliss? It's gonna be... Oh, it's Bliss. Here she comes.
Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss fighting. It's like the mega powers exploding of women who everybody desperately wanted to be the fucking Fiend. Sister Abigail. Like, I make this joke on the podcast every week. Treat yourself. Well, maybe not now actually, now that she's back. But during the weeks of the therapy sessions, you could go online and find somebody saying like, dark goddess or fiendish goddess.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was clearly being typed with the left hand because the right hand was very busy. A lot of photoshopped Alexa Bliss,
Yeah.
Liv Morgan, Sister Abigail's from the Bray Wyatt fucking Fiend era, wasn't it? Like, a lot.
Do you remember Liv Morgan's I'm having a bath character? That
Yeah.
lasted a long time.
Yeah. And then the payoff was that she was shagging Lana behind Bobby Lashley's back. Weird old time, that. Like, they just abandoned that, didn't they?
Yeah, completely.
They did the Rusev mixed tag, and then that was pretty much it, wasn't it?
Liv Morgan coming off the top. Absolute
pretty
splat. Love it.
Using Rhea Ripley as a sort of stepping stone
Yeah,
to go.
to get fat,
Big fan of
splat
that.
into the side.
Big fan of that. We're getting a Tower of Doom here, or is it just...
Is Bliss gonna do a Twisted Bliss off the pod?
Oh, man, yeah. The Becky Lynch
Sparkle Splash.
Doudrop match was sort of destined to fail. But how they arrived at the top rope... what's this? Manhandle slam.
Yeah, yeah.
Great finish, man. Oh, get in!
Nice. 1, 2, 3.
Fair play, man. Cool shit.
I was really sad about the Doudrop Becky Lynch match because it was in a terrible place on the card.
Simon's on fire.
Yeah. It had everything going against it.
I watched
And
it.
I really wanted it to be good. I
couldn't watch the Rumble live, so I wasn't on Twitter and I had no clue about the sign thing.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, the crowd were distracted. You know, sometimes there's like a fight in the building and it looks like there's some sort of shit going on.
Or some people dressed as Kane and The Undertaker are doing a fake wrestling.
Yeah. Such a very lived in experience. So I was like...
Yeah, that definitely happened at a show that I was at.
I was Kane. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Into the chains.
Oh,
Get
yes!
in. Into the ring.
I mean,
Jesus.
could have thrown literally anywhere else.
I know, yeah.
But that rolled. Bianca Belair is fucking sublime, isn't she?
She's so good.
All-time gunshot hair whip against Sasha Banks as well. And ginormous gash on her side after it.
One day though, I'm waiting for her to go down for the kip up, and she puts her hand on her hair, and as she goes up, she pulls her head back because she can't get back up again. It's gotta happen one day, like the law of averages. That has to happen one day. Up they go. Ah, Ripley's having a go too. I'm a huge fan of that.
There was no way to style that out, was there? No way at all.
Alexa Bliss's skirt just coming over Ripley's face and it's just lifting it up.
That skirt looked like the Undertaker's hair when it wouldn't let you.
Yeah.
He couldn't blow it out of his eyes.
I think that's almost more impressive that she had her up with one hand and still had the other hand to just remove the skirt from her face. I was like, oh yeah, that's good. Ooh. Anyone in the comments, by the way, I will get to all of your comments once the match is finished. KOD. No. Oh, having a go. Double code breaker.
Oh, that is your lot. Here we go, Phil. You're going to get your sparkle
she's
splash.
Gonna go up. She doesn't go to the top of the pod. Something wrong with you. No. Higher. Higher, Alexa. Higher. Higher. Ah.
That's your lot.
That's it. Lita would have gone to the podium.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And might. They might just drop the chamber for it. Remember the Austin Kane match where they just dropped the cell for no reason? Maybe they'll do that in the Becky Lita match.
So weird.
What is that
And
Goldberg?
then they forced Mick Foley to come out, even though he
no, man,
was almost dead. They're still gonna do my spot.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
KOD.
Oh, that is your lot. She's not
1,
kicking out with that.
2, 3.
This is the most dramatic ending because I think Alexa Bliss, the late entrant nature of her going in made her kind of the joint favourite with Bianca, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I still think that Seth stands a hell of a chance.
We forgot to change the name after we thought it was the other people. 1, 2. There it is. It's fine. It's all fine. It's almost like it's not changed at all. Yeah, it's been like that the whole time. The whole time.
The whole time. That's what happens to these Saturday. Nothing but chaos on these Saturday shows. No, we're just not drilled for the week, are we? Isn't it?
It's live streams. The amount we're done, you'd think we'd get better at them. But it's still a shambles every time.
Oh man! Whenever you'd see the
Oh! Caught
Oh!
And into the ropes again.
I still think, like, thank God we've got this chamber now.
Yeah.
The days of the old metal
Oh,
grate that used to
God.
bump on. Like,
Nasty.
it's no about. I know the ring's hard
Why
enough,
they
but
ever
like
thought that was a good idea? That must have been horrible.
Oh!
Missed the 450.
This is huge if she wins this one.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge. A
Blocked
lot of
it.
people have been holding on to Bianca's SummerSlam loss as a justification for this Mania program.
Yeah.
If she doesn't win, not great. I mean, they gave Alexa the last entrance and her own swing.
Yeah. The last entrance, even though she wasn't in the thing first.
Oh, nice.
Flipped out the DDT. Handspring.
No, knees up.
Roll up. 1, 2.
Should have just put her in the Roman choke. 2 matches in a row.
Another roll up.
2. Not sure if Bianca is selling a midsection, her arm, or her hair, but I like it and I believe it, and that's the main thing.
Yep, just slap it. I'll do.
Oh, it's the fucking Fiend!
Oof. Punch her in the face. We do. KOD.
That's your lot.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, it has to be. It had to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Good choice. Good match. That was fun.
Bianca Belair versus Lita. I can't believe for the...
I mean, I'd watch the hell out of that.
Oh,
match.
yeah.
That was good fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Bodes well for the men's one, that they were kind of willing to just... Like, nothing felt like it outstayed its welcome there, did it? They were willing to get to the point in all the big spots. Like...
Didn't waste the time getting the people out.
Nah. It was really, really funny when Dewdrop splatted Alexa into that pod.
MJ Go, thank you very much for your donation. Says Rhea got the same stylist as main roster Karrion Kross.
Yep. Shows what performers can elevate bad material and which ones can't. Very literally, actually, in this case. Wow, hair made fireworks
I
happen.
know.
That was cool.
That's really loud hair she's got.
Whoa.
Let us know what you think of that match down in the comments. Be interesting to see what everyone thinks. Remember that SmackDown that they did at the Hip Hop Festival?
Yeah. Went wrong, didn't it?
They could have done so much with that.
Did not feel good.
So much.
Yeah. What is that? What is that moving on the stage, Phil? Is that like...
It's the fucking Fiend!
It's the fucking Fiend! It's Matilda off Robot Wars. What is it? You see that?
I think it must be a pyro, some kind of
the
pyro
fucking
thing.
Fiend.
It's the fucking Fiend. 4 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 0 out of 10.
Oh.
Mixed reactions to
Yeah.
6.
A 10 and a 0.
6 out of 10.
Don't forget, stick a donation in and I'll say something nice about The Undertaker in spite of myself and his career.
Damon Reese James, thank you very much for your donation. No comment, but thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
6 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. A lot of people looking forward to Bianca versus Becky at WrestleMania.
As they should.
Bianca versus Becky going to be better than Sasha versus Bianca, do you reckon? Or not? Because it has a lot to live up to, because I love that match.
A lot to live up to. I don't know. I do wonder
I
if
hope they can make the build better, at least.
Yeah, well, that was it. The match was so awesome, and it's allowed people to forget how lousy the build was.
Yeah.
So it's also not going to main event. So I don't know if that's better or worse for its
that's true.
terms of quality, because it's not going to have the fact that there was so much pressure riding on that, and they delivered.
Yeah.
I don't think Becky and Bianca are going to have that. But WWE mostly only have to deliver a finish, don't they? As long as they give people what they want, which is Bianca getting her...
Yeah.
Like, and they might not.
They might
This is
not.
WWE. Like, the story is she's got to win. But she might not.
Yeah. Nice. That jumping out the cage thing was so good.
One of the great moments, isn't it? What time are we on? 6 o'clock. Shout out right now to Charlie and Josh at home. If you're watching this live, which I don't think you are, because I think your mum probably wouldn't let you at this point. But be nice to your mum, be good, because I can still see what's going on through this camera. I'm going to confuse you with this tomorrow. But I hope you have something nice for your tea, because Dad's having crisps with his friend Phil.
Crisp for tea. That's what being an adult is for.
Adele, thank you very much for letting me have crisps for tea for my friend Phil. I'm sure Dallas. But anyway, love you.
Alright, what we got next? Apart from some look how great Jeddah is.
I know, man. Looks to me, Phil, like let me just flip this way. WWE continues to influence the world.
Ah, yes. Well, what else should we talk about while this
Yeah.
is happening? Let's have some more beer. Is that just Baron Corbin playing table tennis? Looking like a very old man.
Yeah.
We're all about putting smiles on everybody's face. I'm sure you come here today. We leave with big smiles on our face.
Be a star, Hamlet.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Jeddah. God damn, man. Look, I love the Special Olympics. And if you take any sort of passive interest in the Special Olympics and you would care to donate to Down Syndrome Northeast, you can go to the top of my Twitter page and you can click the link to my Just Giving page for the Great North Run where I'm raising money for them. At Michael Hamflet, go treat yourself. Special Olympics is nice. Oh, here we go. This is the one.
Thought this was going to be the Usos when they said a tag team match, but
Yeah.
they're going straight in there with Flair. And the old arm
Behind you.
tied behind her back. Saudi Arabia.
Saw really rotten. You know, when you see the most tribal of the WWE versus AEW stuff. I was like, huh, AEW never had a pay-per-view where there's been 3 women's matches. And it's like, huh, AEW never had a pay-per-view funded by blood money. So why do we call it a score draw? Like
Mr. Phoenix, thank you very much. Disappointed by that, so I'm going to cheer myself up by telling the chat to go support the Big Ham in his charity run. Hashtag this is good this.
much appreciated that. This is good, this.
This is good.
That is a
this.
deep cut, that is. When we first started the podcast, I had a bit of a, I don't know, maybe it was a tick or something, but it was just, I would say, it was quite good, this. This is quite good, this. And it was more the surprise exclamation that WWE could do something good, because it was certainly before AEW even existed. Now I can, like, earnestly compliment things without having to almost be worried that it's not going to pay off in the end.
Sailor Airman says Alexa Bliss lost Elimination Chamber, now sucks. Sorry, your fandom turned around so quickly.
How it started, how it's going.
Alright, I need to change this match graphic. There we are. So far we've had Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. Rey Mysterio won with a roll up. Then we had Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. Roman Reigns choked out Goldberg after a match where they did very little. And then we had the Elimination Chamber match, the women's one, which Bianca Belair has
Alexa Bliss.
won. Beating Alexa Bliss in the last round. Sonya Deville. Again, killing the gear game.
Oh, amazing. Looked so cool since she's made a comeback. Her actual gear has not been too different from this
Yeah.
here.
I was so ready for her comeback. When they just be just doing all the weird stuff with Adam Pearce forever and ever and ever.
What an amazing thing this is. What, like, for all the wrong reasons and the right ones. She, like, she's gay.
Yeah.
That's not legal in Saudi Arabia, and that's she's quite amazing. Like, I don't know.
It's quite ballsy.
Well,
to just have the courage to go up there and do all this and everything else that surrounds their visits.
Like, you never feel qualified really to comment, do you?
Yeah.
Here we are, the sort of mid-30s straight white males chiming in on geopolitics and like issues of human rights and the like of. But somebody I interact with quite often on Twitter, who's, we love here at WhatCulture, Hayley, often from quarantine / from Canada. She was explaining that as a gay fan, she holds up Sonya Deville as a LGBTQ plus icon.
Yeah.
I don't want to put words in Hayley's mouth, but there's a conversation on Twitter. You can find it very easily, and that is a difficult thing to pass. That she is, by going on the show, there's almost an element that you're complicit with it. It's there's no
like an implicit exception or
it's
not. It definitely won't be.
There's no simple answer to any of this.
Yeah.
And it's why sports washing's so successful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they don't allow us, the minuscule punter, trapped in enormous capitalism of which we have no choice over.
Yeah.
We can get nowhere near this. We can affect no change from our tiny little thing here, other than to say it's not on. But like, what does that even really do? I don't think anyone gets to feel like they win from a situation like this. But I do have a certain admiration for her. I don't know if that's the right take, but I've got an admiration for her being there and braving what might be quite a nervous time.
Yeah.
That gamer. That is so good.
Her entrance is still one of the best.
One of the best.
Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Of course. Of course.
What has inspired this?
Big man.
The timing of this is perfect, by the way. We talked about martial arts on a podcast earlier this week, and Wilborn told the story of doing karate. This is the most Adam Wilborn visual, like without him being here to join us. He did karate. He wasn't a massive fan, but he got on. He did okay, and he he came out of the karate thing, and his trousers fell down. That was it for him in karate, pretty much.
So incredibly well done.
His trousers fell down.
While they're doing stuff about Ronda Rousey, you'll get some comments. Etney's MPG says, hopefully Lesnar doesn't eliminate everyone in true WWE style. Thanks, boys. Cheers.
I wouldn't rule that out.
I would not rule that out. Edwin Gaming says, whether Cody returns this show or a different one, at what point during the card does it happen? If it happens during this show, I've genuinely no idea, unless he comes out. The only way I can see it happening is come out, take out Austin Theory, take his place in the pod, and then Cody becomes Vince McMahon's golden boy from now on. And he's like, I've brought you in, and like, Austin Theory, like, get out of my office. I'm done with you now. I've got this new toy. And then that's the story they run with. Because that, in itself, would be goddamn hilarious. And going off, starting AEW and doing all this, and then coming back as Vince is like, oh yeah, my new little golden boy.
That's quite inspiring.
That'd be hilarious.
You can't. It's really hard to visualize Cody doing something that isn't a match, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that isn't like coming in and doing a match straight away.
Yeah.
So it just feels like he would be introduced before the main event, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And he would talk, and this is it. Like
you
would want to give him as long as you need, and that's why sort of Raw feels perfect.
Yeah, that's why I don't
this.
think it's gonna be tonight. I think it'll be on a Raw or SmackDown. Mr. Phoenix, thank you again. Sorry, tell me how Bianca is the sympathetic babyface. Gets the Rumble and the Mania main event last year, then the easiest spot in the gauntlet to get the easiest spot in the chamber. # make it make sense.
It's the exact same thing as Brock. They cannot book.
Yeah.
Like she won the gauntlet on Raw from the last spot. She's won the chamber from the last spot.
Yeah.
And she's a babyface. Like they just forget the rules that like of this universe. And I can't make it make sense other than the fact that she's incredibly likable. But it's the exact same advantages that Brock gets. You know that he shouldn't when they're trying to get him cheered.
Yeah.
Think of almost every advantage he's had over the last few years, and it's from a position like the Money in the Bank. He ended for the last 10 seconds or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ali had to stand on a ladder.
Oh I was kind of hoping that she just had her arm wrapped in metal, and she was gonna hide it in the cap. And then just like the old Brett with the thing around his waist, but in her arm instead.
Wilbon wanted that for the Goldberg Roman match, for Roman to wear the old flat jacket and then hide the Bret Hart steel underneath.
Like when Edge speared Foley into the barbed wire.
I will say this for the gear thing, the gi or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to use this problem that the women have. That's it's quite cute.
Yeah. And tying it into the arm tied behind her back and then using her feet and stuff.
Yeah.
It all works weirdly nice. I would really love to see Ronda Rousey versus Sonya Deville in a proper match. Like that was a weird little thing when it came back and then they were doing stuff together. I was like, that's a weird little kind of, not like dream match, but like, this is a great situation. That'd be really fun.
Booked with like Deville not as a sort of daft corporate character, but as like the fact that she was a bit of a shooter for a bit. Yeah.
The fact that she can actually go.
I'll say this for the Mania card.
Yeah.
Or, at the very least, what we can assume from most of the Mania card is that as sort of recent, I would say, as December? It didn't really look like they had one.
Yeah.
And yet again, they've sort of WWE'd their way into about 6 things that could theoretically be the main event.
Yeah. Whether it's through just throwing money at a situation like Austin or Cody.
Becky and Bianca could be, like, you got 2 nights, obviously, as well, which helps. You got Becky and Bianca, Charlotte and Ronda.
Yeah.
Brock and Roman, potentially now title for title if that's indeed where they go with it, but they may not. We're going to find out on the show, I guess. The potential return of Cody Rhodes, the potential return of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then like guaranteed undercard, better than filler matches.
Yeah.
You've got the likes of oh, that's so cool.
Nice.
You've got like Knoxville and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Like there's so much across 2 nights that I think that won't feel like filler.
Yeah.
At the moment, Drew and Corbin is one of the only things. Is like,
you've
got to get this out of your system. Apparently, this Drew McIntyre thing, like and what Bobby Lashley does, assuming that he loses the title later tonight.
Yeah.
He fit like him,
which is a shame that he feels like such an afterthought.
Yeah.
In WrestleMania. Why is Charlotte dressed as Santa Claus?
Santa Claus in like a 90s movie called
where they were trying to like cool Santa.
Yeah, Xmas. Because X was like the XFL, like and the X is like the big logo. Yeah, X is for extreme Christmas. There's the potential return of Bayley.
Yeah, potential return of Asuka.
Eric and Ivar in the Andre Battle Royal. There's so much to...
Way versus Dominic.
Just like we always said.
Randy versus Riddle?
Yeah, but like big, you know, like in all seriousness, if they do it.
Big thing. That'd be like another one that feels like mid-card, but better than mid-card.
A big deal, something they've earned, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Work the good arm.
Yeah.
Smart.
Obviously.
Smart from the villains. Like Santa. She looks like Santa, or what, like, more people than you would expect would wear on Clockwork Orange. Like people, they'd be in like the Moloko milk bar or something, and there's just somebody dressed like that. Maybe it's a bit of LTST because Ric Flair would always wear red, would lose in red in important matches.
You would, yeah.
So maybe Charlotte is foreshadowing a victory here for the babyface.
Dressing entirely in red. Yeah. They say behind the back, it's very much outside.
It's just, yeah.
Nice. Rope didn't work. Use the hair.
Oof. That looked pretty dicey for a second there, didn't it? It was like,
She's like, oh no, this is actually going to break her arm. I'll just kick her instead. It'll be fine.
I find myself asking this a lot during WWE pay-per-views. Is this good? I just don't know. They don't follow the formula of a Raw or a SmackDown match that I'm so drilled to. But I don't know if I'm having a good time with it.
It's an odd thing to do to Ronda Rousey when you first get her back.
Yeah.
It's to quite literally tie an arm.
And she has to work the bulk. It's not special, is it? Like the most interesting element.
She's not getting the hope spot or the hot tag.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But
It's just really weird.
The Mania drama is going to be not knowing if Ronda's sticking around after the show.
Yeah.
That's the drama because then you can actually, like the women's title match becomes unpredictable.
Yeah.
If you knew she was leaving, then she's not winning. Or if you know she's staying for definite, she probably is winning. But otherwise, like it's what you don't know that makes it so fascinating. Like, which is not really how it should be because that first run was just iconic.
And it's another thing where they just can't help but put people together in a match before the actual match.
Yeah.
Like they can't keep people apart anymore, it seems. Whether they put them in tag team matches or something where they have some kind of interaction.
Yeah.
They just can't keep them apart and wait for that big payoff.
This one too was so cool there, by the way. That spinning tope and then the leap off the top rope. Oh, it's so great.
Naomi's class. I don't understand how they've not done more with her. The reactions she gets as well and her following, and it's like it.
WWE's not a
makes
meritocracy,
no
is it?
sense.
Because if it was, she'd be pushed more. The matches that you think she's lost over the last couple of years, from the Royal Rumble 2020 return pop to now, and the amount of time she's been just basically forced to eat a loss, or at least eat shit in the context of the story. Like,
and another person that worked her ass off to get better from like the Funkadactyls time to then like discovering the glow and getting the entrance and having that like just such natural connection with the crowd.
You've grabbed the mythical brass ring. You've done the thing you're supposed to do in WWE. Is
now
like,
you should be a main event player. And nope.
Find that connection. Amazing.
With Sonya Deville quarterbacking the team in that instance from the outside of the ring, letting Charlotte know.
That was a really weird camera cut then. I don't quite know what was going on, but it was really unsettling.
The hot tag somebody that's been beaten up for most of the match and now has one arm. It's a real
doesn't quite work, does
not
it?
loads. One arm Piper's Pit, is it?
And for someone that everything she does is about like the realism behind it and things like the throws and stuff, to tie an arm behind her back and get rid of so much of that.
Charlotte's fucked her.
And just this in itself, like I know Sonya isn't like at the top of the card or anything like that at the minute, but to have Ronda beat her so incredibly easily in this match with an arm tied behind her back, you can't go back to that now, can you? You can never go back to that because it's pointless.
Yeah.
Because she's already destroyed her.
That's it. Like if they do Sonya and Naomi at Mania, which they could well do.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Naomi if she can't beat Sonya?
Well, let us know in the comments.
Have
what
they
you thought of that one
photoshopped gear on Charlotte's skin?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's really weird.
Is she not just wearing her wrestling gear
different?
there?
I have no idea.
Because
That
it's
really
this show,
looks
they
like
flashed up
she's
a graphic that they're...
Because she's not got the normal Charlotte gear and they
Yeah.
just put the weird red. Yeah, that's really odd.
Sonya just fine? Is Sonya fine with Charlotte?
Seems like
Just
it.
not saving her?
Yeah, absolutely fine with her just buggering off. Cool. Well, that was that. Let's have a look at some comments.
Yes, please.
William Holton, thank you very much. I can't wait for Stardust to return.
People love this, man, don't they?
I know.
I think the flashes of Stardust graphic appear, all that sort of stuff's cool.
Yeah.
They should absolutely do that sort of stuff.
Brian Carson, here's $5 for the graphics guy to make a new background and get my name off there. To forget that Tops never sent my winning prize from September.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I need to message Tops again because they're not replying to me.
Hey, and people are owed prizes.
Yeah.
Poor do Tops. Come on, guys. We love your cards.
We will sort it out. I promise. We'll sort it out.
I saw a Tops card earlier.
But
For the good of Nia Jax.
It's not just you, Brian, either. It's you and everyone that won something after you. So we'll get there. I promise.
Do right by Nia.
And if they don't send anything, we'll send something. So
Yeah.
we'll sort you something out. Slow my brain, thank you very much. Blood money in my soul, human rights out of control.
And my father said, don't go to Saudi. That's my Dusty. Do you fancy it, Phil? Doing it at WrestleMania?
Oh yeah, I think we should
Should we
go.
give it a blast?
Yeah.
Should we give it a blast?
I mean, we may as well just say it. We're goddamn going to Dallas. We're going to WrestleMania, and it's going to be goddamn amazing. We've already got tickets for WrestleMania, and we've booked our flights, and it's going to be really good. Me, Miller, and Wilborn, and Hamflet all going to Dallas. So if you're in Dallas, come and say
Come and
hello.
say hello.
We'll be around. We'll
The
be
bit-
at WrestleMania. We'll be at the WrestleCons. We'll be at the GCW. What's it called?
I'm loving this, by
World Fair
I'm getting the
thing,
menu
probably.
fed in. This is great. A bit
We'll
of
be at
lore to
Raw.
this,
We'll be at
isn't
SmackDown. I think we're going to go to Impact as well. Or you're going to go to Me and Miller are going to SmackDown. You're going to Impact.
Yeah, that checks out. That's fine.
But
There's
we're
nobody.
desperately going to try and get Wilborn to interview Inspiration.
I'm bang game for that because
We need
SmackDown's
to make that happen.
got the Hall of Fame that night, and
SmackDown does have
I don't
the
know
Hall of
anyone
Fame
that's going
that
in
night.
of worth, so that works for me. I'd rather see Impact.
But we're going to be around in Dallas, so come find us. We're going to
Check
be
it
at
out.
something. Come say hello.
There's a bit of lore to this, isn't there? Because this is the same crew that was supposed to travel
This
to
is a very similar crew,
Tampa.
'cause Nicholas was
Yes,
supposed to
Adam
go as
Nicholas
well.
was going to come with.
The last trip we had booked to go to America for our wrestling event was Tampa for WrestleMania 36.
I'm not saying we were responsible for the global pandemic. However, we set up a WhatsApp group, and the little icon was a parrot on a bottle of Corona. Do you remember? Because it was all pirate themed,
Do,
wasn't it?
yeah.
And suddenly it was less about the parrot and more about the Corona.
Yeah.
And that was the saddest WhatsApp group I've ever been a part of
That
when
was really
WrestleMania
sad.
36 was
We
airing.
were just watching, and we were like, guys, is this still going on? Are we still going?
I'm outside a building in Tampa and nobody's
Guys,
here.
people are stopping flights now. Are we still going?
Oh,
No.
man. Vince McMahon's having a fight over a steak wrap with the Tampa Council.
But we're gonna be in Dallas, so if you do see us, come and say hello.
Is this the
And
official announcement? Has it been
I
put out
guess,
there
yeah.
first?
Why not? Official announcement. We're gonna be in Dallas. We might get to see Austin wrestle.
We have to do what
We might get to see Austin wrestle.
We have to do what we do with like the quizzes when Miller's on, then Miller will be there.
Yes,
Like,
Miller
it's
will
not-
also be there.
It's not just us.
If you want to
scrubs.
go say
Like,
hello to Miller first,
Miller's
that's
there.
fine. But at
Will
least, like,
Bond's there.
give us a
Me and
wave.
Phil will also be there.
Give us a
yeah.
wave and go hug Miller.
Yes, we will hold your bag while you have a picture with Miller.
Yeah.
We will do that for you.
We will hold your camera. We'll take the picture.
We'll take the picture. It
We're
doesn't
nice
have-
guys like
It doesn't
that.
have to be selfies. And then what you'll find is you look at your phone, it's me and him taking a selfie of ourselves on your phone. Got it, it's perfect.
My favourite thing that's ever happened on one of these trips was... Can't remember whether it was All In or a different AEW show, but it was at a Starcast anyway. And it was me and Miller, and we just asked James Ellsworth if he'd do an interview with us. And he said no, unless we
insect.
pay him $50. He wanted $50 for the interview.
No.
So we said, okay, thanks anyway, but no thanks. And as soon as we'd done that, someone came up to us and said hello, and James was like, oh, hey, how you doing? And he's like, oh, sorry, I was saying hi to Simon. And he's like, you're Simon Miller from WhatCulture, right? And then Simon signed like a book or something of theirs on the table that James
Oh,
Ellsworth
yes,
sat
what a
at,
flex.
Signed it, and then turned around and wandered off.
And like Miller is-
this is such a flex. It
Miller's
was
the
an
nicest
accidental
person in the
flex.
world as well, isn't he?
Completely
That's so great.
accidental flex.
He wouldn't consider what a move that looked.
Yeah, but such a flex.
Incredible.
Loved it.
Love that. $50. We won't charge $50 for a picture or to sign something.
We won't charge anything.
It will be 100. No, we yeah. I had me and Nicholas, Adam Nicholas, also of the WhatCulture Parish, went to see Idols recently at the City Hall in Newcastle, and somebody very kindly, as they were walking down the stairs, oh, Michael Hamflet, Adam Nicholas, podcast horseman, and we were like buzzing like a BoJack related fan, and it was really nice. Like it was great. It was Joss. I don't know if he's watching this stream or he's going to watch it after the fact, or he ever like by the announcement of his name he kind of finds this. But it was really great to meet you, Josh. I would have been more compos mentis, but I was trying to go that night without drinking, and you were holding two of those 4 pint, like 2 pint things, you know,
Yeah.
like a 2 pint. So he had like 4 pints in his hand.
Yeah.
And I hadn't had a drink by this point, and I was like, oh my god. Josh, let's be best friends. Can I have one? Because the queue at the bar was absolutely massive. So yes, it's stuck with me ever since that maybe I wasn't as like typically a conversationalist as I would have liked to have been, because Josh had these very distracting beers. Like, nice guy though.
Excellent. I really need the toilet, so I might
I mean,
just
this
work
is
it while it's
nothing
I don't
screams
need-
piss break like mad. Go for a Madcap piss. Comment section. Phil is in the toilet, and I am not really patrolling the comments because I can't see them from here with my old man eyes. But why not, if you want to make the tiniest donation, drop in your worst Madcap Moss adjacent pun. For example, remember when you had the old like comfy chairs in the crowd for the dignitaries in that first show? Imagine him attacking Drew in one and going, so far, so good, and then Madcap Moss and Baron Corbin having a big old laugh. Really ruined Phil's afternoon. He won't know this because he's not going to hear me saying this because the toilet's too far away. Drop in a really minging Madcap Moss pun, if you like, in the comment section, and it'll spoil 10 minutes of his night. Going for that. And I guess, technically, tell us who you've got, as if this one isn't completely predictable. Hi, Phil.
Hi.
I'm just driving a bit of engagement. I'm sure you're going to absolutely love what's to come.
Ah, I swear in my old age, I cannot hold beer anymore. I wheeze so much. He's got his sword. He's gonna stab someone finally.
Oh, man.
If he doesn't stab someone, I swear to God,
What-
one day.
what's this been all
what is
about?
The point? What is the point if he doesn't stab someone one day? I'll change the thing. Where is he? There he is.
When you're in the toilet, I asked people to send in their worst Madcap Moss adjacent puns and jokes. So
Excellent.
I wanted to spoil your experience of this match.
Madcap toss.
good strong start. We've got a front runner.
Thanks, Jordan Booth.
Oh man, I mean that's gonna. Do you know what reminds me of it? Like a million years ago, I was on a night out, and a game that I'd heard somebody else playing or something was put like it was like you get on Twitter now where it's like add a swear word or add a rude word to a film title, and it was all about, theoretically it should have been all about puns or whatever, and it was so like add a rude word to a film title.
Yeah, I think I very
You know, sort of stuff. And one of the lads I was drinking with just said it immediately and killed the whole game. Like there was not like that was it at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Became the kind of like if this was in a time where WhatsApp existed, this would have been the name of the WhatsApp group after the fact.
Yeah.
He just went taxi bastard off the back of Taxi Driver, and where like you have absolutely nowhere to go. Like a bit like Madcap
Right.
Toss. It's like right, take that off. Right,
It's done with-
what should we
done
talk about
that.
now? Do you want a random, Phil?
I do want a random, yeah. 100%.
Do we do the thing?
Yeah, let's do the thing.
I can't do the thing.
Sailor M, and thank you very much. Adam Wilborn is the Madcap Moss of WhatCulture. Truer words has never been said.
Ah, Jessica Carman. I can't do this.
All right.
All right, so when you do this,
These ones are a little bit stickier than normal skills as well.
Yeah, sorry, I had
anything
5
that's on
minutes
the,
with them
anything
before-
that's on the floor is going to be picked up.
I might have interfered with the packet in the very worst way before. Yeah, that's what that taste is.
Me and Wilborn have gotten very good at this, by the way.
Is it a work?
When
Like-
Murray came in, he just absolutely ruined it. He was just
Okay.
throwing them everywhere. It was a disgrace. Me and Wilborn are very good at
When
it.
Murray sinks his teeth into a game, even if it's a game where you're literally supposed to sink your teeth into it,
Yeah.
chaos
Yeah, absolutely.
swallows up the entire patter. Right then.
Here we go. On like 3, 2, 1, throw.
Okay.
3,
Two,
2,
one.
1.
Oh! Off the crossbar of my bottom teeth. Did you catch yours as
Yeah,
well?
you got mine. God, I thought it went in. I just saw it hit.
It did. It
I
bounced.
saw it hit, and
It
then I
bounced.
thought it went, but it went behind you.
I mean, do you know the 3-second rule?
Amateurs.
You know, the 3-second rule is a myth. It's actually a 30-second rule.
Mhm.
So thank you.
We'll try again later.
Yeah. These are good.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this shit. More random than a monkey playing a saxophone.
Oh, that's so random. Is he getting counted out for this, do you think?
You could almost hear Drew going, fuck off.
Oh.
You're a production guy.
Yeah.
Could that ever really happen, or would it just go off?
Nope, it just go off.
Has it ever happened at WCPW / Defiant?
Yep.
No.
Yep. The whole screen is gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody getting thrown into it?
Yeah. The connections behind it were not very good on ours. Like, the more you plug it in, the like weaker they get. So yeah, any kind of little touch and send them going mad. I shouted at quite a few wrestlers for getting too close to our goddamn screens. Like, we're not WWE, we can't afford this, you bastards.
Did wrestlers, you know, like obviously they're working everywhere, they're working anywhere, I guess. WCPW, this is not like blowing smoke up your arse, or indeed the company's, reasonably well produced for a small time wrestling
Yeah, I
organisation.
thought we were one of the better,
Like, I think-
better produced indies out there.
I think so. It looked good. I remember shots or remember things from WCPW for the visuals specifically.
Yeah.
Legitimately impressive. Were wrestlers mindful of that as well? Did a lot of them see it for what it was, or a few like?
Some were, some weren't.
Yeah.
I think it depends. It was a weird thing about doing WCW, the CPW, that you could really tell anyone that's been on any wrestling TV show, like even if it's like Impact or ex-WWE guys,
Looking for
especially.
cameras.
My God, they were so much better than anyone else. It is insane.
For
the difference.
knowing where the cameras
For
are
knowing
gonna be.
where the cameras are and just
Interesting.
interacting with the cameras and things. Pac was incredible at it, and like he just knew, almost like unconsciously, where the cameras were, and whenever he was like wrenching into a move, like a submission,
There
or
goes up.
like popping up for a pin, or like just anything, like after a move, looking up, somehow his face was always directly at a camera.
Britt
and it was
Baker's
absolutely
amazing for that,
incredible.
isn't she?
Yeah,
She's absolutely one of the best at that.
and you can really tell. But in terms of, I think people, like, the more they wrestle for us, the more they realise that there was a lot more people watching through the cameras than there were in the building. And some people kind of got that. Like, there's an indie guy in the UK called Man Like Darius who used to love it because it was the like only promotion where he got to do stupid things with the cameras, and like he'd do part of his entrance and he'd like point down, and then I'd make his his lower third come up and stuff.
At that time.
And he'd come up to me and it's like, if I do this, would you be able to do that? And I was like, yeah, of course I can.
That's so cool though, because was it Scott Hall when he said when he came in as Razor, he couldn't, like, the first thing he did was befriend like the production team, because it was like, when I'm throwing the toothpick at the gear guy, you've got to catch
gotta
that,
get
and like
that.
you're a good person to know,
Yeah.
because it's going to be how you look on, like, this is a TV show more than it is a live event show.
Yeah, absolutely. So there were a few people that like specifically
Oh,
came in to do that.
nice.
That was
Baron felt that,
nasty.
and Jessica Carr. Oh my god!
Oh, and we get it again.
Oh man!
Oh! Well, how was he bumping for that?
Was he trying to rotate into it?
I don't know what he was trying to do, but that was not good.
Right now, Madcap Mob should be thanking his lucky stars.
My word.
That was brutal.
Just realised I should be making notes for ups and downs after this, because I'm doing ups and downs. And that is going in my notes.
I'm starting to believe Madcap Moss is indestructible. Belly to belly play around McIntyre. Continuing.
The straps are down, Phil.
McIntyre. Madcap Moss suspenderless.
Suspenderless.
Oh god! It's all gone a bit quiet on the Corey Graves comeback, hasn't it?
Yeah, that is true. Got the big clearance, and then maybe WWE were like, you don't
Not yet.
really care, Corey? Like, you're a commentator now. Nobody cares about your in-ring return.
Double or quits.
Hey, here we go.
Double or quits, right?
Oh, it's a little rocket. How could this possibly go wrong?
I've got an ice cream. In the words of New Young Pony Club in their song Ice Cream, I can give you what you want, which in this case is to catch a fucking sweet in my mouth. Right.
All right, test
After
the flight,
3 or
test
after
the
1.
flight.
I test the flight.
Gotta test the flight.
It's
otherwise
because
you're not gonna get it.
the lights,
Yeah.
the lights cut, like, yeah, the glare.
There we go. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Ah!
Absolute amateurs. Absolute amateur. Here we go. Where's the ref? Oh, it's false count. Is it false count?
That's it in my hand.
No. There we go.
There's the barricade.
That's the spot we wanted from Roman versus Goldberg.
Madcap Moss going to win.
Could you imagine?
He's jacked, mine, isn't he? Madcap Moss is super jacked. He looks great. There's no getting away from it. He's got an awesome body.
Isaac Zaraki, thank you very much for your donation as well. I must say, no comment, but thank you very much. Oh, Isaac Zaraki is back again. I hope Alexa still says dewdrop like Wilborn. Dewdrop. Sailor Airman as well. Poor Barry Barricade. There it is. Poor Barry Barricade.
Barricade. Sounds like a Scottish wrestler.
Miller's taken to naming random inanimate objects in Ups and Downs. So it's Barry Barricade, Rita the Ring Post.
Nice.
There's something for the apron as well. I can't remember what the apron's name is.
Alan Apron.
Something like that.
Robbie the Rope.
Yes, chant going all the way through Jeddah.
Oh. Corbin kind of looked like he was taking the piss a bit there, didn't he? Had a bit of a glint in his eye, being like, I'm a complete pantomime act at this point. Drew McIntyre credits Bret Hart with the arc of that suplex. He says when he does a suplex, he wants to make it look like Bret.
Nice.
I mean, you know.
Why not?
Well, try and ape the best, but then when it doesn't come off, expect to be called on it.
He's much bigger than the best though, so it must be harder getting them all the way up and still keeping the arc. Come on.
I said this before, Drew McIntyre should be the perfect wrestler because he's basically right in between Bret and Diesel in terms of size.
Yeah.
He's found that sweet spot between the two all-time greats. If he swung a guitar, he'd complete the set because then he'd have the Jeff Jarrett influence.
He's a big man. I remember eating KFC with Drew McIntyre. That's a fun story. Nothing really happened.
What did he order?
Just chicken. Loads and loads of chicken.
No bread?
Yeah, like big bucks chicken.
Yeah, like a bucket. Did he eat it himself?
Yeah, a bucket chicken.
He was
Oh, he's getting the sword! Oh!
He was gaining mass at the time, wasn't he, shall we say?
Yes. Mm-hmm. He was already quite ripped, but he
Yeah.
was on his way. Here we go.
If he gets the Claymore with
3, 2, 1 to stabbing them. Ah, just a Claymore. Boring.
That is... Is that stupider than hitting somebody with a sledgehammer and using your hand?
I know.
I've got this big sword.
I'm
One
just
leg
gonna
drop
use my foot.
like they did in wartime. Like
That's definitely what William Wallace did. Please just get rid of the sword. It's
well,
so
you
dumb.
can't use it, can you? You
never-
can't cut someone's
you
limb off, Phil.
Never pay it off. I mean, he is in Saudi Arabia.
I used to complain about the spot where, where like I think they did it once in TNA maybe with Kurt and AJ, where you would threaten to German somebody off the apron.
Yeah.
It's like, don't promise that, because what happens is somebody reverses it, you end up back in the ring, and the crowd are booing because it's like, well, that's not as cool as the thing we were going to see.
Yeah.
You can't. Nobody's getting cut to pieces with a sword. It's just not. I mean, if it's not happening here, it's not happening anywhere, is it? You
No.
know?
The one country that they can get away with it. Well, that was pretty much what we all expected it to be, I think.
Yeah, WrestleMania
That was
making the
fine.
best of it.
That was fine. I don't think it deserves fireworks, guys. Like, it wasn't that big of a win. It was Drew versus Madcap Moss. Didn't even stab him. If
No.
he stabbed him, that would have
Yeah.
been firework worthy.
Maybe it should have been like, when he puts Angela in the ground, and then it goes like... Maybe if he gets Baron Corbin right in the heart, some extra special pyro comes out of his head.
That would be really good.
Like those little water spouter things you'd get at theme parks where you just like shoot the water and then it comes out their
and
ears.
the head comes up.
Yeah. Whoa, alright, keep that sort of away.
I do love Drew. He was very, very good for us in WCW. Is this after this show, or is this when is this? Yeah.
I think it's on the network now.
Oh, okay.
But I think they're airing it after this on Peacock as well. Austin's arms, man.
I know.
Take your goddamn shirt off and wrestle at WrestleMania. Like, I'm a goddamn sucker for it.
In his high spots ring.
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it's worth talking about this much. Is there any more comments? Let's see. John Jays, thank you very much. Says catching sweets in your gob is more entertaining than this premium event.
Well, I wouldn't know, I'm afraid. I cannot do it.
I mean, 2-0. Isaac Zaraki says, Sad Colvin was just a copy of Phil's hobo gimmick. Bring back Hobo Joe.
Bit of LTST there, because I was complicit physically in putting you through a table.
You were one of the people that put me through the table.
Apologies.
Was
for that.
you and Jules?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
It was the other guy that told me. There was a bit of a pecking order at the time. He wore a crown. I was intimidated by it.
Bring back Hobo Joe. Have we ever told you the story about how I came up with Hobo Joe?
No, I don't think so. I
It
don't know
was-
the origin.
The origin story.
The lore, the Hobo Joe
The lore
lore.
of Hobo Joe. And this is why it became on the channel, because
Yeah.
I told Ross about this and he laughed and thought it was funny and then just put it on WWF like the next day.
Yeah.
So
Shout
it
out
was-
to Ross from Cultaholic.
Shout out to Ross from
We've got your
Cultaholic.
crown and cape here if you ever need it back. I'm not going to be putting Phil through a table
We've
again.
still got
it's
it.
all
We'll
right.
keep it forever. So I was doing my wrestling training, a Future Shot Wrestling in Manchester, and it was like promo day, and I was fucking terrified because I had no idea what to do. I'm awkward enough, like in normal situations, to be having the entire wrestling class looking at me,
Standing watching,
cutting a promo for the very first time.
Oh.
Where it's like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. So basically, the whole idea of it, they had this one guy who was playing. He was a tennis player, rich kid, trust fund kid kind of character.
Yeah.
Who just had a tennis racket, a bit like Jim Cornette, but he was talking about going to the club and playing tennis and things. But that was his whole gimmick.
Okay.
So he cut a promo on everyone, and then all the other people had to cut a promo back at him.
Okay.
So I was going through all these people, and I was sat there bricking it, not
course,
having a
yeah.
goddamn clue what I was going to say. Had absolutely nothing. Didn't have a character, didn't have any kind of wrestling gimmick at all. And so I was like, oh shit, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So the only thing that popped into my head was what's the opposite of this trust fund kid?
Uh-huh.
A homeless person.
I like that.
Obviously. So I was like,
Did you have your
God.
beard at the time? Is that?
Yeah, I had my
Yeah.
beard at the time, and I was wearing a hat, and it's so it kind of fit in.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so I'll do that. What can the name be? Oh God, I don't know. Hobo Joe. And then I was like, I came up with the one line. And I was like, okay, I'm confident now. It doesn't really matter what I say in this promo because this one line's gonna win it for me. And so I went up there and I cut this terrible promo about how he's out there with his trust fund, having the whole world given to him, and I'm out here just wrestling for a sandwich kind of thing, just going all in on this homeless person
like that.
gimmick. I'm just desperately wrestling to be able to feed myself.
Yeah.
And I had the one line at the end of it, which all of you American people will not understand whatsoever. But I was like, because I'm Hobo Joe and I've got a big issue with you. Because here in the UK
That's so
there's a
good.
magazine called The Big
Big Issue supports homeless
which is
people,
massively
yeah.
supporting homeless people. And so that was it, and that was the one thing that came into my head, and I was like, the rest of the promo was utter shite.
pretty
but I was
good, that
like,
film.
God damn, that one line, and I popped them all, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. That's good
And I
work.
was so proud of myself. But God damn, was that nerve-wracking. I hated it.
Oh, man,
hated
yeah.
it.
You see, you can imagine it with the NXT gang in the old days, the promo class. It just looks torturous.
Yeah. Trying to see what's on Lita's patches just to see if she's
Yeah.
trying to sneak anything through here.
Well, the Rumble 2018, she had Time's Up, and
Yeah.
well, I guess it was pre-speaking out, but it was all that kind
She had
of
something at the Rumble
iconography
this
and-
year as well.
Did she?
What was it? I can't remember what she had, but she definitely had something.
Let's get Madcap Moss off the big screen. So.
Oh god, yeah. Got a few more comments before we get into the match as well. There we go. Miss Phoenix is back saying Fiend comes back leading an Elseworlds
Sorry,
army.
Phil. Sorry, I was here to interrupt Mr. Phoenix. What culture continues to influence the world? What culture continues to influence the world? See if we just keep saying it, if everybody will start tweeting it. And then,
just makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Sorry, Mr. Phoenix, but what culture doesn't continue to influence the world?
Yeah, we just completely fixed women's rights in Saudi Arabia.
Sorted.
It's fine.
Very, very productive stream.
As Mr. Phoenix says, Fiend comes back leading an Elseworlds army of Taker Kane, Boogeyman, Mordecai, Kevin Thorne, Ariel, Luchasaurus, Statlander, Abaddon Bliss, and all members of Decay and Dark Order. Also check Twitter.
That would work so well for everybody. I mean, like, there's a bunch of people. There's so many people in that group that you're kind of ticking the box of everybody. Right? You're like,
Yeah.
She's got a goat on her arm again, Phil.
Oh, I was going to say this to you. Shout out to Kimber Lastkick
Yeah.
on Twitter
Love
and
Kimber Lastkick.
Instagram. Fantastic photographer, does really good stuff. She designs all of Becky Lynch's jackets. I didn't know whether you knew it or
I think
not.
the first like the first sort of experience of Kimber Lastkick's work I saw online was that amazing jacket she had before she went off on maternity with the patches of everybody she beat.
Yeah,
Right, all the losers.
but she made this one as well.
That's
Saw some
class.
things on a Flickr. Good stuff. Shout out to Seven Deadly on Twitter, who says, I would absolutely love the opportunity to watch a pay-per-view with Michael Hamflett and Phil Chambers. They have the kind of conversations that I would have with my friends.
Love you, Seven Deadly. Thank you for all the other cool Twitter stuff you do.
Shout out to SGT So-and-so, who also says, can I have you two on the second screen instead of the City Spurs match?
Get in!
Happy Saturday, enjoy the show.
She is the Raw Women's Champion, Big Time.
Mrs. Phoenix has sent us a picture of Alexa Bliss trapped in the pod.
That's what would be perfect fit in Hollywood. Like, this is the thing. It's Sidgwick's pet hate on the podcast, man. That every single week somebody's like, she should win an Oscar. He's like, well, for starters, it'd be an Emmy. And for two, have you ever seen a film or television show in your life that isn't pro wrestling? Because there's actual actors out there. Where's that Oscar? Is that what he said?
Jeddah loves Lita sign. Wonder if Miller's got a sign.
So Simon give this an up in Jeddah.
I'm sure he's had one there before.
Has he?
Yeah. Goddamn Miller. I'd hate him if he wasn't just so nice and talented and
Well, he's just
a
the best,
lovely
isn't
man.
he? He's just the best. He's just the best.
Having a much-earned week off.
Nothing.
You know, he's not missed an ups and downs in 2 years.
Like, I'm not
Not
surprised.
missed one single
Yeah.
episode.
Guy's an
2
absolute
years.
workhorse. If and when he makes it in pro wrestling as joint Universal and WWE champion,
Yeah.
and is the first person to take those belts to AEW, walk through the real Forbidden Door and win that belt,
Of course.
none of us will actually be surprised.
No,
because we
because we know how much work he puts in.
Yeah, that's what all these wrestlers on these documentaries talk about, the graft. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I actually see that in action when I see Miller in action.
It's also why I can tell that like DDP is one of his absolute idols.
Yeah,
The guy
yeah.
who's come
Uh-huh.
to it a little bit late in life, but worked his goddamn
Smashed
ass
it
off.
anyway, yeah.
It's like, yep, I can see that from you, Miller. Someone's got to pick him up one day, surely.
Miller?
Yeah.
Nobody could, he's jacked. But yes, sign Simon Miller. We should get a hashtag going for that, shouldn't we? Sign Simon Miller.
Yeah.
Well, I say that, but then
Remember-
would I want him to? Because then if we couldn't do our
I
stuff,
know,
I'd miss
yeah,
him.
that's true. Do you remember Sean Spears' thing when he was looking? Who was he looking? He was looking for a tag team partner or something.
Yeah.
And Miller did his video for
Yes.
that, and it was by far the most liked out of
Yeah.
all of them. And he got on AEW because of it.
There was quite a lot of like call for him for
Yeah.
him to actually sign him, wasn't there?
Tony, pick up the goddamn phone, Tony.
All elite wrestling. I'm not disappointed in Becky's outfit choice.
Yeah.
But anyone that might saw a thread I put up last week, I had a feeling she was going to go with an all white number. Just as part of the big time Bex thing, like pristine white, I'm the best, you know, like the.
Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely expecting more considering what she's been coming out with
Yeah.
recently.
Oof.
Maybe she's done it purposefully because she's going up against Lita, who is
Yeah.
historically is one of the most flamboyantly dressed people. Maybe it's an on purpose.
Very
thing.
possibly. Or just
She
that
didn't want to kind of outshine that because that's not her place in the match, kind of thing.
Lita's been given a sleepless night, so she's not had time to do the big time Bex stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the prospect of fighting her is. Love Becky's work as a heel.
Yeah.
I know streams aren't for analysis, but I think she's been. I know we should be throwing sweets in our mouths right now, but I think she's been absolutely tremendous in ring as a heel since she's come back. I like Becky Lynch without ever loving her when it came to matches.
Yeah.
I was in head over heels in love with the man and the rise of the man because I just love watching things get over and give you that feeling, that intangible that wrestling is supposed to give you. I love that. There's nothing
and it was
like
all
it.
about the little moments in promos and the thing with the blood coming down her face and just things she said and the little glint in her eye when she was doing it.
That's the magic, isn't it?
There was never a match where you'd go, that's it.
I think there was one, I would say maybe the Evolution match against Charlotte.
Yes.
That was the one where it's wow, she's back, but she's great. But I wouldn't ever say the babyface stuff was ever an elite tier. I think she's really approached that in this heel run. The singles match she had against Bianca before the non-finish.
Yeah.
The triple threat in Saudi was quite good. The match with Charlotte was a ripper at the Survivor Series, super emotional. And we were talking about it, the Dewdrop match was underrated. I would say the Liv Morgan stuff was probably the stuff that underwhelmed, but that's just going to happen sometimes, I guess.
Yeah.
I just feel like for all that this character feels forced in promos, you've got to tell the audience to boo you because they just want to cheer you.
Yeah.
She gets it in the matches. She understands exactly how to work this gimmick.
Yeah.
When she should be afraid, when she should cut off comebacks, all that sort of stuff. Fantastic. What's left after this? Men's Chamber.
Men's Chamber.
Usos, Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
Can't be it, can it?
Is that it?
What are we
Are
forgetting?
they just rattling through these matches?
What are
We
we
must be
forgetting?
forgetting something.
We've done Miz and Mysterio on the pre-show. We've had one chamber already. I mean, it's 10 to 7. What time did the show start proper? 4.
5.
5 over here.
I think it's just Men's Chamber and Viking Raiders, you know. I think that's it.
Pay-per-view portion is going to be 3 hours. And,
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Looks to me as though Becky Lynch is sliding into her comfort zone. Lita was able to keep the champion on the ropes for the early goings of this matchup, but now Becky Lynch is exactly where she wants to be.
So there's a thing now that we've completely forgotten. We've both had the exact same blank. And then somebody's going to remind us, you've forgotten about this. Oh, not that!
She's always thinking one step ahead of her opponent at all times.
Helen do you reckon Lita's back for?
This,
Just this?
Yeah, I think Becky beating her here sort of closes a lot of doors.
Yeah.
What's been pretty cool about this, for Lita's point is, she didn't have to win the Rumble, obviously, but this idea that on any given night, all it takes is 3 seconds, all that kind of stuff. You can sort of do that once, can't you?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a hard sell. I think WrestleMania is presenting itself perfectly with almost zero storyline for Lita to come out on SmackDown and say, well, it was really good. I was grateful for my opportunity. That's going to be me for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Sasha Banks arrives on the scene and says, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't think
Just
that
one more thing.
don't think that they're the only one. And then blah, blah, blah. And then just when it looks like Lita's in a bit of bother, Sasha's backing her away in her corner.
Yeah.
Trish Stratus's music hits. There's a whoa, 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 whoa. And then all of a sudden Sasha Banks found herself disadvantaged. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's Bayley, and you've got the match that we know that Sasha and Bayley desperately wanted.
Yeah.
That stands to be fantastic because
Yeah.
of the chemistry of the four. You've got pretty much this era's Trish and Lita in many ways in Sasha and Bayley, lifetime
And
rivals,
two people
partners.
who would just refuse to let it be a
That
bad
match would not
in
fail.
Bayley versus Sasha. There's
That would
no
not
chance.
fail.
Absolutely no chance.
It's proper
Sasha
WrestleMania
bumping
fodder.
her ass off
Yeah.
for both Trish and Lita.
Bayley's the glue. Trish and Lita get all the cool spots. Trish and Lita had a pretty great match with who was it? It was because Alexa Bliss was injured, so it was remember Evolution, the opener.
Yeah.
Was it Alicia Fox and oh god, I can't remember.
I don't remember who it was.
Who was Nikki teaming with?
But
at
they
the
did
time?
look
Was it
really
Nikki?
good.
No, who was it? It's going to do my head in, and I don't want
I
to
can't
check.
remember.
Getting old, man. My memory's failing me. I'm nothing without my memory.
It's all you have.
My pointless wrestling index. Anyway, but it was really good.
Yeah.
They opened the show and there was no you could make up for a fact that it was not sloppy, but it was just they've been gone a while, and it was really great. Trish had that cool match at SummerSlam with Charlotte. Really good singles match.
Yeah. Oh.
Ah.
Hey.
That's great. My fault for putting over the technical stuff. Jeez. There you go. Get that. Get it locked in. Mickey James.
Mickey James.
Watch the brilliance of Lita, realizing that as Lynch grabbed the top rope,
He probably didn't need to
Didn't
replay
he?
that, did they?
The rope bit was good.
They
It's
could
not
have
very
cut
good.
after the rope bit. It was running the replays. Bad move.
That's cool in theory. Like Lita's done her homework. She knows
Yeah.
that Becky's been using that to cheat. Like that's just don't show the selling nothing.
She's going up top.
Don't take your top off. She put that one over the top. She can still take her top off. Is that the spot?
Maybe.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the scorpion dive.
She's learned from her mistake. She ain't doing that again.
We've not had a count out of DQ yet, Phil. I don't want to drop that one in now. Just in
True.
case.
That's how you keep Lita up for WrestleMania in WWE's eyes.
Is the 5 about titles? Did she beat?
Maybe.
She won one women's title in 2000 when she defeated Stephanie McMahon.
She can't have won 5, can she?
She defeated Trish on
Trish,
that Raw main
yeah.
event. She defeated Mickey James because she, if you remember the Survivor Series match with all the Crime Time gubbins, she was champion going in. So that's
Yeah.
at least 3.
God, that Crime Time stuff.
So we'd only need one more to make this her 5th. So
Yeah.
I think she did get one more, and I think she lost it
She
to
must have
Trish.
got, yeah,
In
okay,
Trish's
so
retirement.
She must have got 4. Yeah,
4.
yeah.
Oh, yes, please. So that's the 5, isn't it? So
Yeah.
she wants to be a 5-timer.
5 times.
Oh, Josh, my youngest, is this close to being able to do a spin-a-rooney. He showed me this breakdancing move last night, right? Where like he was, you know the one, I can't break dance at all, but you know where you put your hands down and then you kind of like windmill your legs
Yeah,
around
yeah,
your hands.
yeah.
He was doing that. He'd obviously like learned it in dance at school. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. How far can we go with this? Can you spin on your neck afterwards? And he was like, what do you mean? So I was showing him. He's only 6, so I was like, he didn't totally get what I was trying to make him do. Reasonable. So I showed him the
Because you're an
gif.
old man flopping about on the floor.
So I showed him the gif of Booker T doing it, and then he's giving it a bash, and honestly, he's pretty close. To the point where I kind of had to like make sure he didn't go too far with it, because he was about to like sort of twist his own neck off. He's corkscrewing himself into the carpet. Oh, that's cool.
bet.
That's foot on the ropes. Here we go.
Oh, baby.
I don't care for Becky's acting. I do not care. She did this at the Rumble, and it's like it's the Ruby Soho gif, isn't it? Like it. Where's the Oscar tweets for Becky Lynch? Eh?
There it is.
Her and Seth. We all know these couples, and if you don't know these couples, you're this couple. But like her and Seth, those one of them couples where it's like they make each other laugh.
Yeah.
You know, like,
happy,
you sat on their
like,
table at a
leave them
wedding,
be, yeah.
and then like you're kind of like, oh, they seem to like each other. And that's what counts.
Fine, yeah,
Like,
that's what matters.
it's a matter if I'm fucking sick of them.
Has there ever been a couple with less on-screen chemistry than Becky and
That was
Seth?
so disastrous, that wasn't it?
It
Like,
was
yeah,
so
you
bad.
got Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans that are just mates, and they're like, yeah, I believe them two as the married couple here, and like
Moonsault.
oh!
Twist of fate. Do it, you know. She could do it.
This is good. I love this because they've earned this false finish. You know, that was all this was about, wasn't it? Just once. You had to
Yeah.
once believe that Lita can do it, and here we are.
Oh,
that's
Kevin. 1, 2.
Oh, there it is.
I love how Kevin missed the goddamn
I know,
moonsault.
man.
Son of a bitch. You shit.
It's a little bit of thinking.
Yeah.
What if she fucks us up? Like,
Maybe.
we're actually looking out for her. Aren't they? What now, Lita? What now? What else? What else you got?
Hey, they got the crowd.
Gonna have to hit with another twist of fate. Ah, desperation.
1, 2, 3. That was fun.
What's up?
A lot of boos from the crowd in Jeddah. They wanted Lita.
It sounds. It's strange those boos. They're all like almost tonally all exactly the same and at the same volume. Credit to the Jeddah crowd there for how synchronised they are. Oddly enough, I think they've mimicked the crowd from the SmackDown I watched last night. They must have been watching before they got there and thought, right, we'll all boo at the same time in the exact same tone. You've done it in the Raw before that.
It's almost exactly. I always want to know in matches like this, when they do the pin and then you can see one of them say something to the other one, I always want to know what they say to them. Because you know it's like, this is going to be like a dream thing for Becky, surely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
nice,
you just want to know
yeah.
what the nice thing is that they said to each other at the end of it. Like,
did you see the MJF Punk payoff to that?
yeah.
And it was like, just two little words. You Is that the first match on this show that is now confirmed as a result of this show? I'm thinking about this from like a newsworthy perspective, because we already knew Roman and Brock was a thing, we just don't know to what extent it is yet.
Yes.
Belt for belt or whatever. Before this, was there any, am I forgetting something? Like,
I mean,
because Charlotte Ronda was already...
Charlotte Ronda was
Drew
already
Barron was
set.
already...
Drew Barron isn't technically
not said it yet, have they?
but
No.
it will be. They're not going back to Rey versus Miz, so... yeah?
That's good. When I did a preview for this and I mentioned WrestleMania implications, I'd like to think that not everything we publish is clickbait, so I didn't want it to...
They're playing her out.
Somebody's told her, come back in the room.
Yeah.
I would genuinely, like, I know this stuff, like, they really go for this kind of thing now, don't they? But, like, I want, WWE's mean in the wrong ways. Like, WWE is generally quite a cruel company, but I want them to be cruel in the traditional pro wrestling ways. Becky Lynch the heel. Like, her hits the, like, they hit the Lita's music. What the fuck is this? And runs back in and just, like, takes her out with the belt shots behind us. And I just won.
What a commentary team, eh?
The gang.
What a team.
Hell yeah!
I hate them all. Your favourite?
Love the guy. Dead Man Inc. You've done it now. You've gone and made a big mistake. I can't allow for something just walk away. Something. Badass is always kicking assholes' ass. I love. You know what I love about the Undertaker is everything, Phil. I think the Undertaker's probably the best wrestler.
Mr. Phoenix back in again. Do a WhatCulture live show in Canada. I'd have a handshake and a genuine thank you for Willie, Nicky, Clarence, Big Ham, the Full Chamber, Retro J, the Bald A-hole, who's not an A-hole, and Ben Underturner, hashtag not Sitch.
I'd love to do some. Can we go to Canada, Phil? Can you make that happen?
I've been before with WhatCulture, so you just missed your chance, didn't you? I would love to do something in Canada.
Can we go to a show in Canada?
Yeah, when's the next show in Canada? What can we do? Where can we go?
I don't think the bosses would send us to a house show, would they?
Yeah. When's the next big show in Canada?
Don't know.
He is just an American badass, you know.
Well, you know full well they're going to get their money's worth out of this because Metallica don't come cheap, do they? So they've got the Metallica and the Kid Rock version on this video. And they played this on SmackDown and I thought,
Alright, so what we got left? Just the Usos versus the Viking Raiders on the men's Elimination Chamber match. What are we doing for time?
Can it really just be that?
7 o'clock, start at 5. Yeah, I think we're going to be in for a 3-hour
2
show.
matches left, a bit of gubbins in the middle.
The Big Red Waves, thank you very much for your donation. He says, you guys deserve so much for being so great. You work hard. God bless Miller and Gareth and Chambers and even those cheeky devils, Sidge and Hamflet.
Cheeky devil.
Thank you very much.
As a 36-year-old man, you don't get called a cheeky devil very much, so I'll take that.
Doshori just says, quit spamming chat, bro. Who's spamming? I will get rid of the spamming person. Mick Cloud says, I wonder if Vince would induct Taker.
While the Undertaker's on, in the words of, well, not in the words of Metallica, but in the voice of James Hetfield, I'm gonna get up here. Do you want a drink, Phil?
I do want a drink, yes, please.
You have any preference of what you've got in the fridge or not?
Just pick whichever one tickles your fancy.
Alright.
Alright, we've got rid of the spammer.
Why is somebody telling me why he was spamming?
Aye, they always do. We need to get some moderators. If anyone is in the chat and wants to be a moderator, thank you, on our streams, drop me a DM on Twitter or something, because we need to we need to get some moderators for the streams, basically, and we don't have anyone at the minute. So we need some people that we can trust.
Yeah. It's not a place for shithousing in our stream chat, is it? It's a
Hell
nice,
no.
nice place for nice people.
End of an era. I was there for that.
What was that, the three of them?
28th, the LNSL.
Well, I've never been to one WrestleMania, and I'd like to think that WWE, for my benefit, kept the Undertaker off the card because it was WrestleMania 35, and you remember there was all that spike because he was going to work Starcast, so they let him do Raw. He came out and he chokeslammed Elias, but Vince kept him off WrestleMania. Ultimate dick move, and I was like, get in. I think I like you again, Vince.
How many WrestleManias have I been to now? I think I've been to 4?
4?
3. No, 4. Wait, I went to 28 and 29.
Yep.
And then with work, I went to 32 in Orlando.
You're 31, 33 was Orlando.
33.
Yeah.
Then I went to
32
33.
was 33 was AT&T Stadium, Texas, but you never get there.
Yes,
Phil.
of course.
You're never going to make it
Never
there.
going to make it there. And then I went to 35 in MetLife.
So how many is that? 5?
So I've been to 4. So with
4?
this one,
This is
will
gonna
be
be
my
the fifth
5th
one.
WrestleMania.
Second
And I've only paid for
me.
2 of them.
I mean, that's very impressive. This is going to be my first WrestleMania that I get to cover through work, of course.
Hey, yeah.
I did a little bit with you guys, but I'd already planned
That
all
was
of
really harsh for you last time.
It was bad
when
luck.
You'd already booked tickets and everything.
Yeah,
and
it
then
was-
work were like, oh, let's send everyone to
Send everyone to
WrestleMania.
wrestling. I think that's why this one feels so nice, is that like this is a work trip that I've been looking for a while. Had a very nice holiday in New York with my wife.
You probably had a much
With-
better time than we did.
With wrestling
We
sort
did
of
a lot of
folded
work.
into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was,
We did a lot of work.
I know I had a very different night. Takeover New York, which we were privileged to be in, like probably one of the best WWE shows of all time, I think.
Yes, that was absolutely fantastic.
I know that I had a very different experience to use all. Super jet lagged, raced last minute to the building, nosebleed
Yeah.
seats in the terrifyingly steep
My
Barclays.
God,
Like,
they are
I had-
terrifyingly steep.
I had like
I've never
lower
been-
tier,
Yeah.
best seats in the house. Like we just had the most awesome night.
Nice.
3rd or 4th day in New York, good and pissed. Just like my wife's not a wrestling fan, but that takeover show was kind of irresistible.
Yeah.
And she loved it. And
It's,
then like
it's different live as
I've
well.
heard your accounts of it, and it just fresh off the plane, racing the building, nosebleed seats, the whole deal. It's like
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Like you guys had some very hard shift stuff that night
I
compared.
still love that show. Like,
Yeah.
even though we were proper up in the nosebleeds for Takeover in Brooklyn. And my God, those nosebleeds are nosebleeds. They are terrifying seats.
Holding on, aren't they?
Terrifying seats. But
I did
was
Raw-
still,
I did
was
Raw
still
with work
sat
and-
next to Wilborn, and you cannot be sad sat next to Wilborn
No.
at a wrestling show. It was the best. And it was bloody Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole. So.
Did I ever, so you know that WrestleMania again because of where my seats were. Because I had like obviously I just bought them and I were like first WrestleMania got good seats.
2 for 1.
Oh, there we go. But I was in the section of the crowd where the lights in the autumn match were
Yeah,
blinding,
see.
and I and WWE actually in their defence
Yeah, of course.
hooked me up with a bunch of freebies. Freebie for this, freebie for that, and they were totally cool about it. And I would recommend that anybody that has a difficult viewing experience with WWE get in touch, and they
Yeah.
will in general. They'd rather just keep you custom.
Yeah.
Including that year's Survivor Series and War
Yeah,
Games.
yeah, you got that.
But as it happened, WWE were in Newcastle not long afterwards, and it was Wilborn who came with us to a house show.
Yeah.
I think it was like a last minute thing, and I think I put a message in the group, and he was free. I think Adam Nicholas might have come as well, and there was a great moment where the card had been like announced online, and it was you know, whoever versus Titus O'Neil. That's the point of this.
Of course, yeah.
Is that like, and he was just full banter hound, getting excited, like the dog getting home, waiting for his owner. Like, here comes Titus, here comes Titus, here comes Titus, and then somebody else's music hit, and Titus O'Neil was replaced last minute.
No.
And me and Nicholas were I cannot remember who it was. It might have been Apollo Crews. It was just another mid-carder.
Yeah.
But like, it was piss funny that he was like,
Oh, the poor guy.
like absolutely dropped. I'm trying to remember. We had a lot to drink that night. I'm trying to remember if Titus worked the night elsewhere. I think they might have put him in like they just move the card around.
Yeah.
Phil, does this mean we're not getting a proper match? Because I'm okay with that.
It seems like it, doesn't it? Erin Harris says, I'm so excited for WhatCulture WrestleMania content. Which wrestler will be almost killing Simon this time? Who knows? Simon, he somehow makes a lot of enemies. Considering he's such a nice guy, he somehow has a lot of enemies. But we'll have to wait and see.
That
But
was
I am also
something.
very excited about WrestleMania content.
The New York, bittersweet anecdote this, but the New York experience that I was obviously part of in a sideways way while you guys were all attending the various things. This is no match. Cheers to that. The late, great Shad Gaspard and JTG at the Bullet Club
Yes,
Block Party.
yeah.
You guys sharing with them the old network footage of me and my cousin, like, dancing like dickheads on purpose to try and get spotted by Kevin Dunn.
There's backstory to this. You went to like a Raw, was it?
It was like early, like mid
Ages
2000s, like 2007, and we sort of identified that Kevin Dunn used to look for like idiots dancing
Yeah.
at Prime Time's entrance. So we're like, this is how we're going to get on camera. Just the most absurd dancing you can, flailing arms everywhere, 6-7 pints in us for Dutch courage.
Yeah.
And we did it, and sure enough, the camera cuts. So Todd Grisham laughs at us
Yeah.
on commentary while it's cutting, and then
And
yes,
so we were there at the Bullet Club Block Party,
upon
and
meeting up with friends
yeah,
at this point,
Shad
friends of the channel,
Gaspard
Shad Gaspard and JTG.
and JTG were both there. So we showed them the footage, and then like they did the same dance and stuff, and it's
one
such
of my
good.
favorite,
We-
one of my favorite things from working here, and
Yeah.
I wasn't even there for it.
and we still treasure that footage, like,
Yeah.
because obviously horrible what happened to Shad.
Is this an up or a down?
I
Because
think this might be. Well, there you go. That was the Usos
That's that.
versus the Viking Raiders. Adam's microphone says, "Do y'all have Girl Scout cookies in the UK?" We don't really
No.
have the same kind of thing.
what would be the equivalent of that? Because we've got brownies and cubs and scouts. We've got the same thing,
But they don't.
but they
really
don't
do
sell
the
stuff
same
door to door, do they? No.
Deal? No, I don't think we do have it.
They do like fundraisers. You can go to
Yeah.
jumble sales and things
But
like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not the same kind of thing. I'm gonna go to the loo then before the main event.
Mm-hmm.
I will be back.
Get back before the Cody promo. Uh-oh!
I look at where I came from, and I wasn't supposed to be here. Like, I really don't. I'm so sorry.
What else we got in the comments? Not very premium. Pete the First Cody isn't teaming with me. I thought I said Pete the Fiend. That was the fucking Fiend. Cody show, yeah, I agree, Brandon, but I am New York. Okay, bro. Sorry. A lot of disdain from you guys for the Viking Raiders Usos stuff. I agree in theory, but we're kind of just going to get our main event now, and then we're going to be out of here in a nice, tight and timely 3 hours. Did we need the match that was horribly built in the first place? They're probably going to go to WrestleMania with a better build and a better match. So I know this is WWE brained, but maybe be optimistic about something better coming as a result. And now I await you all calling me a bellend in the comments for justifying WWE's cheap finish. I'm just saying, the story's been so rubbish for the Usos and the Viking Raiders that this probably kicks off a better one for a WrestleMania match with actually a bit of heat attached.
Hopefully.
You know,
yeah,
like that,
I'd like to
it's-
think so.
It's WWE brain to justify a cheap finish.
Yeah,
I know
I have
that. I'm
been-
aware of that, but like,
Very sad about everything they've done with the Viking Raiders since they debuted in WWE, really.
just a total cliched failed NXT call-up, isn't
Yeah,
it?
because we had them in WCPW and they are incredible wrestlers. Like, they're ridiculously athletic, they're really, really good tag team wrestlers, they have really fun matches. And they just got saddled with the Viking stuff, because obviously they did. And that's kind of held them back ever since. And Vince has not seen past that at all into what they can actually do. Whereas they really had a chance to be something quite special. And I don't think that they're ever going to see it.
Never gonna
Especially, and when you got like the likes of the Usos who have a great match with goddamn everyone. Like, if you let them do what they do best and just said, go out, here's 15 minutes, go have a match, it would be incredible.
Do you know what I think genuinely one of the problems with the Viking Raiders is, and this is a stupid like WWE like focus take here, they're a tag team that are a tag team rather than two guys that Vince is waiting to push as singles guys.
Yeah.
Unless he can see. With
So
there,
the Usos.
there are a few exceptions, the Usos, but for the most
Usos
part,
worked their ass off to make it through though, to be fair.
oh, they had some lean years, you know.
Yeah.
Like that 2016 heel turn on SmackDown was the difference making point for them because they couldn't have done that play hard in the paint shit forever, could they? Like
Premium live event. What else have we got? We've got some more comments from the Idol Room. Can we get Jules on WhatCulture Wrestling full time? Jules has moved down to Wales. He's probably told you. So he's kind of out of the loop a little bit, and he just prefers doing gaming stuff. So that's why Jules is over there. Pretty much. That's as simple as that. I miss Jules, man.
me too.
Mr. Phoenix, in my last tribute, I forgot Gareth. How have you guys not given him a show called The G-Spot and plug it like you can find it here on WhatCulture?
Pretty good.
I'll pitch it to the bosses.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah. I've got two left, Phil. Do you want one of these randoms?
I do, yeah.
Pick which one you want.
Fire Vinner, you need to stop putting flags or you're gonna be gone. Again.
What's he doing? Oh,
I'm just putting in flags. Just putting in Indian flags. There's a lot of flags.
Main event.
Here we go. So everyone, let us know down in the chat, who have you got for the men's Elimination Chamber match?
Yeah, fire the. Right. Who are we thinking?
I mean, it's Brock Lesnar, come on.
Got to be, hasn't it?
Who out first? I think that's more interesting.
Does Austin Theory make it into the chamber?
Ah.
Like
if Austin Theory makes it into the chamber, I think he can't go out first.
He starts.
Who goes out first?
He starts because they're like technically stuffed, aren't they? So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
AJ, Seth,
yes,
or maybe Riddle.
AJ Seth.
Riddle Seth would be funny.
He's all right with that now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's all right with
they've
it now.
obviously made the peace, haven't they?
Maybe they'll do it just because if they've made their peace.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good fun.
I think AJ goes in first or second. Like,
All right, who's the chat got? Lesnar, Cody, Lesnar, Brock, Seth, Cody, Brock,
great.
Beer, Cody, Seth, Cody, Bobby, Cody. A lot of Codys. Mr. Phoenix says, since Cody is at work, next time someone asks if he's coming to WWE, I'll officially make him part of the no effing way community.
It's the first pitch we've had for Cody versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes, and that is that. I do not think the earth is flat. And then you got your AJ build. Right, done it.
You can put the bell in the bin. Cody, AJ, Riddle. My brain says Brock, but my heart wants AJ or Seth. Let's go AJ. Anyone but Lesnar.
Fearing the worst for you. Follow one clip where you can hear what Vince is saying, that you don't need to turn it up and that's the general pulse of the
John
show.
Harrison on Twitter is saying, Phil, you're aware you're watching Elimination Chamber with the man behind the Matt Reigns burner account.
Yeah, I feel like I need to address these disgusting rumours that are appearing online. I am not responsible for the Matt Reigns burner account. convincing as that account sometimes is, because some of its tweets are absolutely shit. So it's doing a pretty good Matt Reigns impression. Yes, I don't know. One, Matt Reigns was already enough on Twitter without a second.
I'm a big fan of the WhatCulture fandom on Twitter, I've got to say. Gothic Al says, this one's for Michael Hamflett. Becky deserves an Oscar. If you want to follow us on Twitter, by the way, links are in the description below. Click them, click the little follow button, and then tweet at us. Why not? Big T Suts says, which theme will Cody have in WWE?
Which theme?
Which theme?
Okay.
No. Stop that. Which theme? I was talking about this the other day. He owns the rights to his own theme, doesn't he?
By Downstate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he used it on the Indies a lot, and then he used it in AEW. So I reckon he could probably get that in WWE. And I think he would probably want that in WWE.
I think so. I think if he could get it...
That's a whole part of his package. Like, ever since he was honing it on the Indies and things, that's been a big part of it.
I think the context of wrestling has more than one royal family is so interesting in WWE.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to acknowledge that for a long time, but the mere fact that somebody in this company would enter with that as a sting is quite... I don't... The McMahon's never give anybody anything. This is their stage, and if Cody's a guy that can use that bit at the start of his entrance...
Punk got cult of personality?
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah, oh, this is it. It's not that there
And
isn't...
especially coming in. Like, that could be a thing you could put on the table straight away. I want this.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule that out. And I think it's...
I mean, it's either that or... Whoa! It's only smoke and mirrors!
Like, is that really who Cody is? I suppose he can be whoever they want him to be, can't they? But, like, yeah. I think so. I think he gets his... I was going to say his AEW music, but as you said, Indies
his
gets
own
his
theme.
His music,
theme.
yeah.
Sailor Airman back again, thank you, says, I have always thought that the champion's advantage in an Elimination Chamber match should be the champ enters last.
No, it's an element of the Elimination Chamber that was never really fleshed out in the original, and they've just sort of stuck with it, haven't they?
Yeah.
I always wanted, this is slightly related, I always want Survivor Series to determine Royal Rumble advantage. Do we never think about stuff like this logically? It's never...
Survivor Series,
like,
it does not work.
Mr. Phoenix's remark about Bianca Belair in the early one was that she won a gauntlet by entering last, and then won the chamber by also entering last.
Yeah.
Brock, should he... I just don't see Brock going the distance in this thing. I could be wrong, but I don't think Brock's going to be first in the chamber. So if and when he wins, it's going to be like, well, you've won it through the easiest route.
Yeah.
You know.
Etnies MPG says, if it's not Lesnar or Lash LaRue, who do you have? If you can't have one of them two.
Oh.
Riddle?
Probably Riddle, you know. I don't feel good about that.
Yeah, I don't feel great about it. But then you could at least do Orton.
Orton and Riddle is a
for the
WWE
belt.
title
Yeah,
program
it's
if they're not
worthy.
going title for title, isn't it? So.
Miss Phoenix again. Miz is calling Stardust to tag against Rey and his baby Walter son at Mania. And when they lose, Dom blames his dad, and up you go, like we always said.
Like we always said. I'm Cody Rhodes. I've got blonde hair. I'm gonna set up the electric chair.
Dustin Country Songs. Great name, thank you very much.
Love
Says, would be better Lesnar to win for title versus title, or Reigns finds a way to cost Lesnar again and add gas to the fire?
I have seen that, yeah. Like the Usos get in or something. I don't know. I've kind of started to like belt for belt. My first WrestleMania was Hogan Warrior, and I think in my mind I just imagined all wrestling forever would be end of the world title stuff. Yeah, we've talked about this already, and like this WrestleMania is looking so goddamn juiced up. A title for title match. It's not like you're short of other major attractions elsewhere on the card.
Plenty more you can
so
do.
sod it, do it. Double strap Reigns, and then you actually get somebody to beat him without ending the Universal title reign, and that's pretty cool, isn't it? Somebody gets to pin Roman for a title, and yet this ridiculous run he's on.
Yeah.
Like Becky lost the SmackDown belt the next month.
Yeah. They did kind of have this chance similar, but not the same with Big E though at Survivor Series, where it was not belt versus belt. It was just Raw versus
Man
SmackDown.
versus man, yeah.
So he wouldn't have lost the belt if Reigns lost, and he still won.
I will say this for them, like the COVID thing with Roman at day one has been such a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because they got a bonus month out of Paul Heyman with Brock.
Yeah.
They managed to preserve one of the... Like, Brock and Roman can't be preserved. They've done it loads. But
Yeah.
this version of it
This
is
version of
preserved.
it, yeah, it's
like,
there.
it's served them. So I don't know how you would have been able to do it at WrestleMania.
No camel.
Ah, boo. No Randy.
Disappointing.
So is this... Have we got 4 in there now? Or 3?
Yep.
So it's going to be Austin Theory and Seth Rollins starting off. Is that right? Oh, no, Brock.
Brock and Austin Theory starting it up. Could you imagine? So sad there's no camel. What's the point? You're
What-
in Saudi.
what-
Like,
yeah,
that's
what-
the only point of these
what-
Saudi Arabia shows.
I often find myself asking myself, what is the point of Riddle?
Do you reckon we get a proper Brock versus Riddle at some point during this run?
I'd love to see it. One of them high-angle Germans on Riddle. Stupid prick. Like the...
Just watch Brock absolutely destroy him.
He always said, didn't he, that he didn't want to work here.
Yeah,
He was just
but-
like, I have no interest in your
Yeah.
shit, basically, like that.
So does this mean we're actually getting Austin Theory versus Brock as the starting 2?
I would have said yes, but
We
Alexa
saw what
Bliss,
happened
Alexa
in the
Bliss
other
changed the
one.
rules,
But
didn't she? Like
Riddle
the-
got in the pod.
Riddle did get in the pod. So there's
Lashley's in the pod.
there's
AJ's in the pod.
Seth and Brock could be the start.
Seth, of course. We're not at Seth yet. Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping it'd be Brock and Austin Theory. Brock would destroy him in like 10 seconds,
He's got-
and then he'd bash a pod open. It's like get out, and then make someone else
Starts
enter the ring.
using Theory to open pods. That's quite good. Doing pod selfies. It's quite funny. It's a good bit. Austin Theory's a...
What have you got for AJ at Mania? Edge thing?
Edge, just for the crack.
They need
Like,
to get on with doing something with AJ.
It's a bit heatless, I think,
Yeah.
but I think people want to watch it.
Yeah.
Remember that pop, like, Edge came across on TV, like, a right...
There's another one to the list of mid-cards that's better than
Yeah,
mid-cards.
like, Edge, remember the last year's WrestleMania build? He came across as such a crusty old ball.
Yeah.
And then the match itself, he got that enormous response. And he
Yeah.
was a bigger baby, well, as big a babyface as Bryan, I would
Yeah.
say. And it's just, well, fair enough. Like, live crowds still want their Edge if they've
Yeah.
not had him yet. So, love Seth's game.
No
man.
polka dots, but look at those
Look
goddamn
at those
trousers. Why did they change his music?
People like this one, you know.
People do like this one,
Mm.
it's fair. It's just a weird thing.
Because
to
it goes,
change.
oh,
Yeah, I
and
think
then-
it's
yeah,
similar
they get a
bit
bit of
to
a...
it. When are they going to get the goddamn CFOs back and get some good music back in WWE?
It's a dank time for theme music.
Yep.
What is this character, Phil? What is... I've asked this of a lot of
Doing
people a lot of
stuff.
different times, but like, what is a visionary of Drip beyond somebody that obviously wears clothes they believe to be fantastic? I'm
What
not...
was his thing that he is basing it on? It's the Joker mixed with something else in it. I can't remember what the something else was.
Thanks, I hate it. Like,
It's Joaquin Phoenix's Joker mixed with something else, and I can't remember what the something
fucking
else
Phoenix.
is. The fucking Phoenix. Hey, he's having fun. With
He's,
it.
he
He's definitely
loves
having
to have
fun with
fun.
it.
He puts smiles on his face. You're looking at the champ.
Mr. Phoenix again, most WWE story, find 2 over guys, actually tell a long story, Give one the belt and the other the Rumble. All the build goes perfectly. Great package, huge entrances, bell rings, nutshot, DQ, good night.
Yeah, well, in a chamber as well. So 6 nut shots. Theory and Seth, Phil. I don't know if you saw that there. They're still in the ring together. They haven't got into a pod.
I see, they're doing that again.
I wonder if Brock just gets in a pod.
Does that mean Alexa Bliss is as much of a star as Brock Lesnar?
The swing is there for Brock, like we said. He's been put in the swing pod.
Love this version of Brock.
Yeah, he's great. Big
Huge
banter Brock.
fan.
Big
He
beard
does
banter
not
Brock.
give a shit, and I love it.
Grinning his way through, battering the shit out of everybody, and then going on Pat McAfee's podcast and saying people
Just get over it.
People not need to be so wank like that.
Guys, just stop doing high spots and get over.
Can't
Learn
possibly-
how to make money, you idiots.
Cannot possibly empathise with somebody who isn't Brock Lesnar. That's like he's like, well, the thing you've got going for you, Brock, is that you're Brock. Nobody else is you see. So
You've been protected since day one, Brock. Huge fan. Just get over yourself and get over, basically.
oh, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just do that.
Oh, I listen. Drawing faces on the pod. He's not even, just not even acknowledging him. I love this version of Brock Lesnar.
The pec flex on the way. And he goes into the swing pod.
I need to make notes of that for ups and downs later because that's really funny. So good.
I'm going to beat the champ.
The veteran Seth Rollins, the upstart Austin Theory will start this match. We showed you moments ago at WrestleMania when Rollins cashed his money in the bank on Reigns and Razor over the title. We know this is Lesnar's first ever encounter with the Elimination Chamber. You have to wonder what's going through the Beast's mind. Locked inside the pod.
Right then. Quick piss before the match probably gets in the gear.
Oh.
Keep you updated on the visionary of drip.
So starting this off, it's Seth Rollins versus Vince's little baby boy, Austin Theory.
Big time matchup. Winner to defend the
I think this is a good spot for Austin Theory, I guess. In there with someone who knows what he's doing. Let us know in the comments who you've got to win this match. I mean, it's going to be kind of obvious, isn't it? It's Brock Lesnar, right? But let me know if you've got anything different. Matt Reigns, I will get to your comment when Hamflet gets back, because he's the only one interested in that. Sling blade from Seth. Seth getting in AJ's face. Brock is having a great time in his pod. What does it say on Austin Theory's ass? Oof. No swing for Brock. That is true. The almighty.
Look at the confidence on Theory's face grow as the match progresses. This early on, with someone like Seth freaking Rollins, Theory knows.
Super kick from Seth.
Rollins with a super kick, now right to the knee. Rollins has Theory. Levels him again with a kick to the face.
Not the most exciting start to this match. I think you could have had a bit more fun with it. But I guess it makes sense in the end. Basically, this match is just a massive holding pattern until Brock Lesnar gets in there, isn't it, really?
Austin Theory, if you start the chamber into 1 or 2 positions, you're less than 12% chance to actually win the chamber match. Rollins now using the chamber to his advantage. Fortunately for Austin, his chances are decreasing by the moment. Rollins wasting up. Theory.
What's he doing? Into the pod. He actually went through into Bobby. Oh, that was fantastic. I wasn't expecting it to break. I don't know if Bobby was either. It's like, do I sell this? Do I not? Oh, Bobby needs to come out next. We've got some comments. Lee D says, release the Phil James cult of personality. I want to do a thing with all of those. There will be a thing, I promise. Sailor Airman back again. Oh, who's it going to be using next? Bloop, 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 bloop. It's Riddle. The way they've done these lights, it's really hard to tell instantly. In comes Riddle. Sailor Airman, Mansoor wins as the late 7th man added to the match to send the Saudi crowd home happy. That is true. Where is Mansoor?
Where is Mansoor? We were talking about this in the preview. We were waiting for the big Mansoor.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
You missed an incredible spot.
Oh, did I?
You did.
Ah.
Seth powerbombed Austin Theory into the pod, but he went straight through the pod glass into Bobby Lashley.
Oh my god.
And I'm not convinced it was supposed to happen.
I
or
missed
not.
it.
But he just smashed him straight through, and Bobby's on the floor.
Lashley's
and
selling
Theory's
it.
still on the floor. So
Was
Lashley's
Austin Theory
selling it,
been
but I'm
eliminated?
like, no. He's
Because
just on the
the
outside.
big door was open there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's because the medical people came.
Oh, right, okay.
But I don't know whether it was supposed to happen or not, but it was a really weird spot, but it was really funny the way that Bobby sold it.
The buckle bomb is never not cursed, is it? Like,
Yeah. Just the way Bobby sold it was so weird. He was like, oh, am I supposed to sell this? And then he was doing some things with his arm, so I have no idea what's going on. Is that Adam Pearce?
Adam Pearson. Is that Mike Rome?
Oh,
Is that
well, what is...
like who's?
Well, they're
Who's
definitely...
the guy in the nice suit?
It's definitely a story then, because... But where is Mansoor on this card? He's not even got the versus Cesaro spot for an easy, good match win. Middle trying to go up top. Oh, I want them to replay the pod thing for you because it was so
I'd
stupid.
like to see that.
Nice.
You got Twitter on your phone, so I've deleted off my phone
do.
for mental health reasons.
There you go.
Fire it up.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, they're carrying Bobby Lashley out of there. By the looks
There
of
he
it.
is. Matt Reigns with the drinks.
There he is.
Cheers, Matt Reigns.
Thank you, Matt. It's being carried out.
Carried
Ooh.
out. So it definitely
Is
was
this how
part of
he-
the story.
Do you think this is how he loses, maybe?
Maybe.
Like he doesn't lose?
He was doing weird things with his arm. Oh,
Here we
here
go. Oh!
Just the way he's like, ugh, my arm. So Lashley's out, which leaves the pod open.
Mansoor.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Whoa!
I mean, the Cody-
I'm in the fucking pod now.
The Cody thing's pretty cool.
Is the light going to go on Bobby Lashley? Because that would be really funny. Might say just out, isn't it? Obviously. So easy to book WWE.
There wasn't there was it an observer line or something? Big twists and turns.
Big
expected
twists
it. There
and
was that was the phrase that got
turns.
used,
Yes,
wasn't it?
that was.
And
That's-
have we had any twists and
We
turns?
haven't
I don't
had
think we have.
any twists and
Not even a
turns.
result has been. I mean,
No.
unless they really had stock in the Viking Raiders Usos match and nobody else did.
Yeah.
But
It's coming from Matt Reigns. Liverpool wins, City lose, title race on. Veer isn't the only one coming.
that's good.
I was saving that one for you. Salem and Bobby being taken out. Mansoor is going to take his spot. I could see Mansoor taking his spot just to get a bit of a pop. I'm amazed he isn't on this card.
Thing is, though, like, you've almost got to do a skit or something, haven't you? Like, as if like Postman Pierce is backstage looking desperately for somebody.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you'll do. And then it's Mansoor. You can't just run in and take, like, stand in the pod, can you? Well, I guess maybe you can, I don't know. The Cody
Maybe.
thing would be on.
The lights go out. Bloom, 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 bloom. Fucking feed!
And then Goldberg beats him again. God, I'd love it if it was the fucking Fiend. I don't know if I've shared this with you, Phil.
Yeah.
I had an epiphany recently. Not one of Tiffany, it's epiphany. But an epiphany that WWE is weird. Like, it's just, and it's got so weird so quickly that it's now far more a home for the likes of the fucking Fiend than it ever is for the likes of AJ Styles or Seth Rollins or Austin. Wrestlers.
Yeah.
Right? Wrestlers, human beings, don't make sense in WWE in a way that odd alter ego murder clowns totally do. Do you know, like, I can't you know when there's a wrestler who's just like going through a tough time with WWE, it's like, well, yeah, but you look where you are.
Yeah.
Everyone that's ever worked there is having a tough time. The Fiend, however, somebody not of this earth, to me makes like I can understand why the Fiend would sign for WWE. He's like, oh, but have a look what's going on over here. I'm the fucking Fiend. Like, I'd bring him back. I know people love and consider Wyndham, as I believe he's going by now, to be this like incredible creative force. I say give the Fiend another try. Call it like a bit like Seth freaking Rollins. Call him the fucking Fiend, because that's kind of how he's had this second life online. And start again with him.
I love that shot of the referee down in the bottom corner because it always looked like there's a really tiny man in the box.
I hadn't noticed him there, and now he's all I'm going to be able to see from that camera. I'm not like.
I noticed it in the women's one as well. It's just this tiny little man.
AJ Styles doing a quadruple flip moonsault. Oh, how cool was that? Danielson Moriarty spot on Dynamite where he pulls him in as if it's going to, and then he just fucking knees him clean in the head,
okay.
Like.
And the fucking neck bridge slap fest.
Oh, unreal.
Danielson is the best.
He is the best, isn't he?
He is the best. The absolute best. I love him. I love how much fun you can tell he's having in it as well.
I know.
Even though he's a dick, but he's a fun dick.
Now then, Riddle's ready for the mystery
Now then,
person. Is it
now
Orton
then.
taking
There it
Lashley's
is.
spot?
It's Lashley. Oh no.
We hear voices in. Oh!
This is just coming out. I'm going to ignore the chat because it's entertaining. Oh
my God.
Him down. Fuck off.
Here comes the pain clothesline like that.
Yeah.
Take people's fucking heads off with it. Oh my word.
Bye bye.
Oh my word.
Oh.
That's it, isn't it?
Beautiful. 1, 2, 3.
Good day.
Bye bye. I think it was supposed to be Seth, or he was just the nearest person to him, so he's like, yeah, whatever.
You
It's
first,
you. It's
yeah.
you now.
Oh man.
Bye bye, Riddle. Stay out the way, AJ. There's 2 of them. Oh, Kevin.
It's gonna be Austin Theory, and bro, you know you wanted them first. It's gonna be them last. Theory's gonna get it done. Oh, we've lost our guys at the back here. Is that a problem?
No, what's going on?
Goddamn stupid thing. Along with Lesnar, Bobby Lashley again, ladies and gentlemen, as we have a moment. Lashley has been put in a concussion protocol, which means he cannot compete in this match. He will not return.
So Lashley's in concussion protocol.
They haven't said.
We will guaranteed
Oh.
So
I was gonna say they haven't said that nobody will take his place.
it means we're guaranteed to have a new WWE champion.
And that man is
So that's
Cody
how
Rhodes
they're
on the fucking
trying
team.
to protect Bobby, I guess. I guess, whatever. Mr. Phoenix, wrestling is always fun. The first match is meant to almost emulate a real angry fight, and the next fight could be Donald Trump fighting a fish or a bear in a Johnny on the spot.
What?
Fighting a fish bear in a Johnny on the spot. What's a Johnny on the spot? I don't know what's going on.
Is that like a condom in the centre of the ring? They say Johnny on the spot.
Maybe. Or it's like an Olympic wrestling ring where they have the little spot in the middle where they start, and then there's just a condom in the middle of it. Maybe that's just lost in translation. What are you doing?
Off come the gloves.
What are you doing, Lesnar? So it's just Lesnar and Austin Theory left.
It would seem that way.
Unless someone takes Bobby's spot.
Can you imagine? Wow! Putting a belt on Austin Theory.
I'm beating fucking Lesnar! That's how they get him to sign. I love this bot Lesnar so much.
It's very satisfying.
Fuck
Oh
off,
my
Austin
god!
Theory. Fuck you.
Oh man!
Oh, he just kicked the pot into him. Huge fan.
Oh my god!
This is the best bot Lesnar's ever been.
Ah, he's really good, like really good.
Low
Oh!
blow. Everyone's susceptible to a low blow.
I mean, go again.
Kevin.
Mr. Flippy bit of his flippy move. Go for the dick!
Austin Theory, stop doing high spots and just get over.
Knob shots. I love how he's wearing a plaster and his face is so pink that all of a sudden it just is like a beacon, isn't it? Isn't he wearing it over like a nose piercing as well?
I don't know what it is, but I've seen it loads.
Chaos era Brock.
Yeah.
Kind of matches the rap ponytail thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Don't get back in the pod. Oh, yeah.
in the balls, Austin man. Impress me.
Brock's not going to climb things. Oh, he's climbing out.
Not with a sore penis. Oh my god. That's really
Brock went through, it's true. He's still up there. Bloody hell, he got up there fast. Oh, no. Oh, no. This
Jesus
cannot
Christ.
end well. This cannot end well.
Is Brock going to throw him off and do the shooting star?
Off the top of the
Finally
pod.
with enough height and distance to...
Yeah, that he can actually make it round. Oh, if that pod thing breaks, he just goes straight out.
Oh!
If they've taught me anything in this match, is that the plastic on the pods breaks very easily. I don't like seeing that. God, is he just
F5
gonna
on that.
F5
Yeah!
just gonna F5 him into the ring from there. Oh my god. Austin Theory. Earn your money, kid! I wasn't even in the ring! Fuck off! Fuck off, man!
Look at that.
I love this Brock Lesnar.
Oh man.
Fucking hell.
I mean, he's the god of this shit, isn't he? Like that. Jesus Christ.
Fuck off.
Is that just like
It's
the
part of
piss
the-
or sweat
it's
or what is
part
it,
of
panel?
Part of the plexiglass.
Looks like a puddle of
It
Austin
does
Theory's
look like
piss,
a
doesn't it?
puddle
Like
of piss. Well, he ain't kicking out of that. Come on.
he's not.
Could you imagine if he just went into business for himself and kicked out? My word. Well, that was fun.
Likes his work, doesn't
Hey, it's alright for some.
Mm-hmm.
You just turn out,
Just
kick
get
the
over
crap out of everyone, and
Just throw people
leave
off a
with the
cage,
title.
Phil.
That's it.
If you can't
Easy.
do that, that's on you.
Get paid millions and millions, and just kick the shit out of people and walk out with the belt, and know you're going to the main event of Mania. It's easy, this wrestling. Just get over.
Just get over, Phil.
Stop doing
Just
flippy shit.
Get over.
And get over.
The big issue I have with you, probably.
That was incredible. What's he doing?
He's wriggling his bollocks back into life after Austin Theory's low blow. There it is, man. Title for title.
There it is.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's
It's a pretty
official.
cool main event.
Champion versus champion. Doesn't say title for title, it just says champion versus champion.
Good point. Imagine if there was no belts on the line. Like,
First WrestleMania in history with no WWE championships on the line. Well, there you go. What does everyone think?
what a show.
WWE is going to WWE. I hate WWE. This company sucks. No way, this is the end. 12 minutes left. Title versus title. Worst elimination chamber ever. Very disappointing. Pathetic. WWE is dead. Unify the belts. Good pay-per-view, I guess, until the end. The brand split is dead. Theory's dead.
Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead. Pathetic. Terrible. No clue what to think. This was not very good.
Oh man, just watching Theory take that batter again. So consensus is not hugely popular
Consensus
then.
is not very popular at all.
Oh dear.
The match is good, but the result, man. No Cody. Why was Bobby even in the chamber?
Gosh.
Effing horrendous. Typical effing WWE bullshit.
Dear me.
How effing stupid is WWE right now? I enjoyed it, lol. There you go. Just
That is so funny.
poor guy. Jesus Christ. That was dope AF. Not even kidding. This company, best chamber of all time. Bobby got screwed. Mixed, mostly
got
bad.
screwed. I didn't
Mostly
hate
bad
that,
for
you know. I didn't hate that whole thing.
Yeah.
Lashley's got a legitimate claim
Bit
at the
weird.
belt.
Yeah, so they can go back to it after Mania.
And he had to lose to Brock still.
Yeah,
So he's got that claim over Brock, hasn't he?
yeah.
Look at us making WWE's excuses for them because people
I know.
are dead to say they thought it was rubbish or a cop-out.
No, it is. 2 hours, 50 minutes.
I mean,
That
fair
is
play
how
to
you do
WWE.
pay-per-views,
Are you
baby.
watching
That's
AEW?
why WWE is better than AEW. Right here.
He's on record. He's on record.
Lesnar going to take some selfies. I love this version of Brock Lesnar so
What
much.
a weird guy.
Why is he biting him? My God, he does
He
not
can.
give a...
I'm
He
surprised
just
he
doesn't
didn't bite
care
through
anymore,
it.
does he? He just absolutely does not care anymore.
Oh man, imagine all that lobster sweat in here. Come away from that.
Incredible. Will they go for a triple threat match at Mania in the end? Bobby was jet lagged, so he had to go home.
I thought you were going to a triple threat. I thought you were pitching Brock versus Roman versus Braun Breaker. All 3 belts.
This pay-per-view was stupid. Premium live event.
Premium live events are mostly quite stupid.
Boring. It seems like people don't like it, is what I'm getting at.
I had
here.
an alright time, Phil. Not going to lie to you.
I had a decent time. It's the goddamn thing with these streams. You just have some beers with a friend and
Wilborn has said
generally
this
have a
before,
nice
yeah.
time.
Different take on the pay-per-views. On the premium live event, excuse me.
But there it is.
That's us.
That was WWE Elimination Chamber 2022. Thoughts?
I like the madness of King Brock. I like WrestleMania. I think I like the look of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And this was that last stop on the road to it. So I have very few complaints in the immediate aftermath. WWE pay-per-views are not a bad time in the immediate aftermath. It is in the days and weeks that follow that everything suddenly is rendered redundant. And apparently to our friends in the comments section that are not a fan of it at all.
Yes,
I didn't
this
have
is
a terrible time. That's my first overriding thought, is that I did not have a terrible time. What about
There
you?
you go. It's pretty much the same. I think we all knew Brock was going to win.
Yeah.
I guess at least they've done it in a way where they think they're protecting Bobby Lashley, but at least even if they're not really protecting him and it's a little bit weird, there's something to go back to there after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Bobby's got a legitimate claim and everything. The rest of the matches, like Bianca Belair, they made the right choice there when it could have quite easily been Alexa Bliss.
I think because of the time of year, sometimes predictable isn't necessarily memorable.
Yes.
But they kind of did. There's a few places they had to get to.
Yeah.
And they got there.
Yeah.
Almost entirely.
I think it very much feels like a road to WrestleMania show,
Yeah.
but in terms of that,
That's
I
what
thought it was alright. And
Not a terrible
it
time.
did what it needed to do.
Not a terrible
And I
time.
had a nice time watching it.
We're going to be made out to be total hypocrites when we actually sit in
Yeah.
deeper dive and then think, actually, that was a good
Shit,
Yeah.
what were we thinking?
Yeah.
But there it is. That's the joy of doing streams. But that's it. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Like I always say, like we wouldn't be here without you guys and you watching this, and to everyone who's just watched or like subscribed, like not even donated, to everyone that's donated, thank you very much. But to everyone else as well who's just lurked or watched in the background, huge thank you, because you allow us to sit here and drink some beers on a Saturday evening
Good time.
and watch wrestling
Good time.
and get paid for it.
Yeah.
Which is quite good,
Had a nice
really.
time.
It's
Had a
good
nice
at the
time.
end of the day. So a huge thank you to everyone that's joined us. Our links to our Twitters are in the description below. Fill My Chambers, at Michael Hampflet. Go and give us a follow and continue the discourse now that our stream is coming to an end. But a huge thank you to all of you. Thank you, Michael Hampflet.
Thank you, Phil My Chambers.
It's been a jolly good time.
Oh, what a nice time.
There will be a What Went Down coming up very soon with both of us, and then an Ups and Downs at some point later on when I figure out how to do an Ups and Downs.
We'll fire out a podcast probably on Monday. We'll have
Yes.
a longer form look at this
Yes.
where I'll have had the cold light of day to realise that this was a bag of shit.
Yeah.
So
So
that'll
in the
be
meantime,
coming to your ears.
There's a lot more podcasts out there on
Yeah.
WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, so go and give that a subscribe as well. But most importantly, have a bloody good rest of the day and enjoy yourselves. And thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
I need to click stop now. Hang on. I was not prepared for this.